Hello, friends. I hope such wonders to show that you'll marvel at the mysteries of the universe, meditate on mechanized convenience, and murmur amongst yourselves of many magnificent machinations that blur the line between man and monster. My name is Mr. Madrigal. Behold, my mystical machines.
And we are live.
Welcome everybody to this adorable one-shot in the Ryuutama game system. We are going to be playing a little module that I found that was suggested for new players and for returning players who just wanted cute things, and they asked for playtesters, so these are my guinea pigs. And we're going to see how this works. I already read it. It's going to be great. It's going to be so much fun. I want to quickly go around and let people say who they are and very briefly who they're playing, but your characters are going to be needing to introduce themselves to each other as well. So by all means, keep it brief. I'll start with my top left, which is Mango.
Hi, I'm Mango. I will be playing Zara Favona, a cute young little street magician.
Thank you. Let's see, top right, Mitch.
Hi, I'm Mitch. I will be playing Dirk Derrickson, a spoiled brat of a kid that has been forced out to travel by his father.
Hoping the attitude will eventually improve. Look, it's going to take a while, but maybe eventually. Mare.
Hi, I'm Mare. Today I am playing Henry, a cute farmer boy who's been traveling around a bit, and yeah.
Just a cute farmer boy.
He is a cute farmer boy.
Do you have any of your animal companions with you right now?
I do. I have Pip and Bridget.
Thanks. And of course, Lana.
I'm Lana, and I am playing Fern, crochet influencer extraordinaire, goat herder by opportunity, not by choice.
And your animal companions?
Yes, they are Clover and her daughter Buttercup.
Yes. My name is Anniek. I'll be playing absolutely everybody else. So, interestingly enough, Dirk and Henry have met, and Henry and Fern have met. I run all my Riyatama games in one big interconnected universe, so there's a little time skipping for these characters. Henry has, in the past, settled down a little bit in a village, but is now on the road again. Fern has continued to wander. No one knows exactly what Dirk has been up to in between being left in a hippie enclave doing goat yoga and now. But apparently he ditched his traveling companions who actually really enjoyed the chilled, laid-back lifestyle down south, avoiding cactuses wherever they might go. And Zara is our only brand new character with our only brand new player. Riyatama is an absolutely adorable game. It's a Japanese travel RPG. It's absolutely cute and wholesome and adorable until you feel a check, in which case it's taking a little bit of a dive into 72 hours territory and the Oregon Trail, and it gets pretty deadly pretty quick, I have to say, for something that's marketed as just adorable. But I'm sure our intrepid band of adventurers will do just fine today. Naturally. I'm sure everything will work out fine. You are in a small pastoral village called Amadine. It is a crisp morning with a nice clear blue sky. And if you take a nice deep breath, the cold morning air fills your lungs. It is really quite beautiful around you. There is a sun currently cresting faraway mountains. Birds are singing merrily in the trees as they flit from branch to branch. This village, it has really, what's the word? They're not small, they're cozy red roof cottages. Because small implies I'm judging them, but they're cozy red roof cottages. And there's a small brook that runs right through the middle of this little town. I like to ask all of you to roll your morning condition checks for me, please.
For those who haven't played in a while, what's the condition check again?
Yeah.
Strength and spirit.
Oh, strength and spirit.
Strength and
Strength and
spirit.
spirit.
Okay.
Download this nice little journey rules checklist thing that Anniek was kind enough to put in the chat.
Yeah, I just keep asking because,
Strength and spirit.
it's method acting. Fern wouldn't know.
Yeah. Got an 8.
Ooh. 1 8, 1 6.
I get a +1 to my condition checks from being robust, so I have a 10.
Very nice.
I've got an 11.
Then in Henry and Fern's case, first, increase one of your die for the day.
Okay.
Tell me which one, because I'm nosy.
I'm gonna increase my intelligence today.
Okay.
I made a pact never to increase Fern's intelligence. So she's going to be even dexier.
Even dexier.
Yeah.
And then I would like you to describe to me what it is about your mood or your constitution that makes it just a little bit more special for you today.
Go ahead, Fern.
Sharing a bed with 2 goats can be really bad, but also sometimes they just put their feet in just that right spot so you wake up all limber and you're like, yeah.
Nighttime goat massage.
Yeah, they were just that on just above your butt, the little,
yeah. Buttercup's little baby goat feet.
Yeah, Buttercup was dreaming she was running, and he was like,
shiatsu, acupressure, everything.
mm-hmm.
And
Henry?
I have come from said hippie town to go to Koriko, and now I'm on the road again. So I think just this nice crisp air, which I'm not used to, is just very invigorating. And it's just like, okay, let's go meet the day.
All right. Now, you are all in this lovely little town, and you all stay in the same inn, because there only is one, unless you want to go B&B it, but we all know how the economy works in Ryuutama, and honestly, none of you can afford it. Single occupancy rooms are atrociously expensive. So you all went to the inn, did the whole two beds to a room. Even Dirk had to settle. Now, Henry, Fern, and Dirk, you've met. I wouldn't say you're the closest of friends. So what does it look like when the 3 of you sit on this outdoor patio for breakfast?
Did we travel here together, or are we just here together?
That is entirely up to you.
I think I last saw Fern.
I think so too.
So maybe Fern and I were traveling together for a bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not the worst travel companion, so why not?
Yeah, definitely. I think you're very enjoyable, Fern.
Thank you, yeah.
I like you.
I think so too. Yeah, people usually do. Just keep your animals off Buttercup. She's only tiny. Come on.
Oh, don't worry. Bridget likes to keep to herself, and she's in the stable right now. And Pip, my ferret, I can't tell him what to do. But he's small.
Yeah, so's Buttercup. She's a baby pygmy goat. Just click.
I can promise she will not eat anything or eat any food of your goats.
That's a dangerous promise.
It's
for
fine.
those of us who haven't met Henry before, what is Bridget? Or who is Bridget?
Bridget is my pack horse pony friend, and she is a sweet, sweet horse who is terrified of heights now.
I'm very sorry for that, but it had to happen. Dirk. One person.
I've never met Dirk, right?
No.
No. So you're Dork?
Dirk, sweetie, Dirk.
Is that not what I said?
No, it is
Okay.
not.
Okay.
The goat might be impeding your hearing since it's on your shoulder, I see.
Okay, I'll put her down. Okay, so Dork, what brings you here?
I was thinking of heading home, but I'm sure Father wants me out longer, so I've been kind of waiting to determine where I'm heading.
Does your father not like you?
No, my father thinks that it's time that I travel and become of worth of some reason. I guess the social lifestyle that I led was not good enough in his opinion.
Are you like a professional communicator?
I think we call it royalty where I come from, sweetie, but it's okay.
Dirk is learn how to be a decent person by becoming more worldly traveled.
Ah, Henry, that's right, Henry. I remember now. It's
Royalty. Is that like you're really everyone knows who you are and thinks you're really cool? Because in my village, everyone knows who I am and thinks I'm really cool.
Then in that small, I'm sure, animal-infested area, you may be royalty.
Well, it's not infested. We want them there.
I don't think he will understand, Fern.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's fine. You can learn, Dirk. Oh, it's a beautiful day.
It is. I love this brisk, cool air. It's so different from the south.
It reminds me of home.
I would like to point out that Henry, ever since... What was the name of the village near the sea again, Anniek?
Oh, that is a very good question. I probably should have looked it up before we started this game.
Whitecap. Oh,
Whitecap.
sorry.
Yeah, Whitecap.
No,
Whitecap.
that's fine. I'm really every time I thought about Ocean Village, my mind keeps screaming Wavecrest because that's where Uncaged has been chilling for a month now. So my brain blocked. Whitecap, indeed.
But ever since visiting Whitecap, Henry has been wearing exclusively bright Hawaiian shirts, button-down shirts.
I love them! Henry, I think your style has changed for the better. You were always so like it was so just bland. And now you're just like all flowery. I love it. And the hat. Really
Whitecap
good.
has definitely improved my style, and it's flattering. My complexion.
It is? Oh, Dirk, can you hold Buttercup? I need to see where the coffee is.
And
I hand you a tiny goat. And walk off.
At the mention of Dork, I turn my back and Goat just falls to the ground because he would not have reached out for the animal.
I think if you've ever seen goats, they don't fall to the ground. They just clamber.
Okay.
It's probably like you're not necessarily in agreement with it, but the goat is perched on your neck right now because, I mean, those things can stand on sheer cliff faces. And Dirk's body is no challenge for them. You hear a soft "meh."
I look at the goat and then to Henry.
No, I'm Henry's just like...
Henry, you do far better with these things than I do, if I remember.
Oh, no, it seems that they like you. It seems like Buttercup likes you. You're doing great. Maybe handling animals will help you better handle people. And I'll just keep sipping my tea.
Nice. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, Zara, small inn. You need breakfast. There is exactly one long table with currently 2 people, 2 goats, a parrot, and an open seat. It's either that or eating on your own somewhere like the sad kid in high school that couldn't find a seat.
If there's 2 things that Zara likes, it is a crowd and interesting people. And the fact that between these 3 people, there seems to be at least 4 animals in the room means that she is one giant hat, one regular hat, one very pompous looking person, and a Hawaii shirt that is, it's almost enough to make your eyes bleed,
but not quite.
But Zara definitely picks up a seat fairly close. So what are you guys having for breakfast today?
Oh. Cheese, bread, fruit, maybe an egg.
Maybe if I can find the cook a goat.
No. They're better off for cheese and milk, which is much better in the long term.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a big fan of meaty stuff myself, and Zara's eating some sausages for breakfast today. Kind of plowing through them while talking with you. Occasionally speaking with her mouth a little bit full, but nothing comes out.
I will swish back with my coffee and sit down. Oh, hi, who are you? Are you, royalty too?
No, my family's nothing that special. But I'm Zara. Pleased to meet you.
Hi, I'm Fern. This is Clover, and where's Buttercup?
At that,
Don't put her down there. Yeah, tell me, what did you do with her?
I would say at that you're like, Dirk's like trying to like gently lower the shoulder to nudge the goat to the table,
Yeah,
but I'm
as
sure
you're
the
leaning
goat's
down,
like
just
bounding
rocks
to the,
the other side.
the goat bounds up the other
Fine.
side, so it's a constant like
Oh, she
shifting, like
likes you. Let's just leave her there, shall we?
no, let's not. And
Okay.
he's like,
Anyway, Sarah.
And I'm Henry.
Pleasure.
So,
Turns to Dirk to see if he will introduce himself.
oh, this is Dirk.
Dirk's too like dealing with this goat. He is flustered and not even paying attention.
This is Dirk. He's royalty, and his father hates him.
Oh, that's a shame.
No, it's Dirk and my. Take your goat. Get your goat, please.
Buttercup, come.
Buttercup she's still a baby. She hasn't reached
Oh, she's-
puberty yet. She's still moderately obedient. I will point out that as she hops into your hands, there is a what's the word? It's noticeable that there's a piece of fabric in her mouth.
Yeah, that happens. Goats are goats. Goats are gonna goats.
Goats are gonna goat.
I think she took a bite out of your collar.
She what?
I can fix
Animals.
that for you. I mean, it's gonna be like a cute crocheted edge.
No,
but I can,
it will be fine. Just please keep
Yeah.
the animal
Gives
to yourself.
It gives it character. Now you have a story to tell.
Yeah. What's your story, Zara?
Oh, well, I've been traveling. I'm trying to see all that this world has to offer. You see, my dad would write stories, and I kind of want to see how many of them ended up being true, you know?
Ooh.
We had a great time together. He's kind of getting up there in years.
Anyone we might know?
Oh, Zeph Favona?
Would we have heard of a Zeph Favona?
It's a small-town author.
I think the only one who could roll to see if they know about this might be Mitch, because the noble has a knowledge check. At least they have refined education.
Yeah, as I say, refined education would be the role. Okay.
Yep.
So
I mean, I'm not sure how much your father would have allowed you to learn about street theater.
it doesn't matter because it was double ones anyway.
Oh, God,
Or
it is the
fairy
worst.
tales.
Yeah, he's thinking about his collar.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's very distracted.
I'm so upset with this goat right now that I can't think of anything.
He's just the
Jeff Favona,
cutest.
whatever.
I'm like,
No, and the rest of you wouldn't necessarily know this name. It's a fairly large country.
He's pretty underground.
Yeah, like if you're a fan of these things, you would have heard of him. But if it's not one of your areas of interest, you wouldn't have heard of him. That's just not your scene, you know.
Yep.
Until they
sense.
make a hipster class, in which case you would have heard of everything before they were cool. I would like to ask all of you to roll a perception check. And for those of you who haven't been playing in a while, that is Dex plus Int.
Ooh, I got better at that.
So did Henry. You're also smart. And Dexy. Another 6.
7 for me.
I got
11?
a 9.
Nine's
We
pretty good.
do.
Another 9. Well done. Well, I rolled absolutely atrociously bad on my stealth, namely a 3. So everyone, including Dirk, you notice nearby, as I mentioned earlier, there's birds like flitting through the trees, and suddenly the birds aren't flitting through the trees anymore. And as you look in that direction, because that's just like a notable disturbance, you see instead a little dragon. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but we're playing in the fall for season. So the trees have beautiful red and yellow leaves, and this dragon looks like it's made of little red, yellow, orange oak tree leaves, and you just see a little snout poking out and 2 really big yellow eyes, and it's completely ignoring you. It is completely focused on the edge of the village, and it's sitting upright like a little meerkat, trying to see if something's about to happen.
There's a dragon! There's a dragon! There's a dragon!
Oh, it's
There's a
adorable.
Have you seen dragons before? I've seen dragons before.
I've
This
seen
one's
them.
really cute.
I've seen a bunch
Heard
of
about dragons. Zara's very, like, as big as the dragon's eyes are.
Yeah.
This is one of the cutest ones I've ever seen.
I
You've seen multiple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragons are everywhere.
I mean, I've seen leaf dragon. I've seen water dragon. I don't know anymore. I've seen a few. I've helped a few.
Mhm.
I've bartered with one.
Oh,
And yeah.
That went well.
what'd you barter for?
Sorry.
The little dragon didn't want anything of mine, but like my friend gave him their book, and the
that's
dragon was really
right.
happy.
I think I was there for that.
I think so too.
Angela gave up her book of ancient recipes and herbal remedies.
Yeah, and memories and shit.
Yep.
And dragon was sort of like, yay, and then everything was fine again.
The only one I've seen is
Anyway.
more squid than dragon.
Hey, it counts. Dork,
I mean-
does royalty see dragons?
It's Dirk. Dirk. Okay?
Dirk.
Dirk. There you go.
It's like
There
dirt
you go.
with a T.
Oh,
With a
dirt.
K.
Dirt with the T is dirt, though.
Dirt.
Yes, we see dragons occasionally.
That's
but
so
they-
cool.
Always seem to at least be polite to everyone else and understand how to say people's
Oh,
names.
politeness is
No.
really important. I know.
They're mischievous as all heck.
Well, the last one I saw, I remember, I think, Henry, you were there, happened to help us.
I've seen more than one, and they're very, very mischievous. That was the nicest one and biggest one that I've seen.
You think we
actually.
should go and say hi to the dragon?
Maybe not startle it though, because it looks like it's looking at something over there. What?
Oh,
Well,
well,
I'm really
just walk
stealthy.
I'll just walk in front of its line of vision and wave to it,
Way up in a
Like-
tree.
but from like a distance away.
Okay.
What's it looking at?
Well, apparently something you hadn't picked up on yet. But as you're having this discussion and sharing of the dragons you've met before, the super helpful, polite one wasn't technically a dragon, by the way. It was a Ryujin. And they were helping your poor drowned friend after he helped a sea dragon. But at the very edge of town, somewhere midway through the debate on whether or not you should go stalk this fall dragon and how you pronounce Dirt's name, you suddenly hear, I think most of you would at least recognize the instruments. You hear trumpets. Pretty loud trumpets, and lots of footsteps, and just almost like a parade coming.
Okay. Stuff's
and-
happening.
Oh,
Just over or around the corner, you see mechanized trumpeters. They're not people; they're like robots, and they're leading this parade of mechanical wonders.
Well, Fern's definitely running up there and trying to get a good look.
I'm well aware of Fern's lack of impulse control.
This is so cool!
oh wow. What is this?
Getting closer as well.
Yes, they're heading, like they're coming from outside of town and they're going to come past you. Their destination appears to be center of town where there's a little square where they have like markets and, as Zara would know, performances. It's eclectic. Like there's no machines that are the same as another machine. You also have the feeling some of them were made with a clear idea in mind, and the rest were like, I have these parts left, and put together because waste not, want not. They march past you, making their way to the center of town, as said. And as they're walking past you, notice that 4 of them are bearing this large litter. There's clearly someone too important to have to walk.
Ooh.
Fern, as you run up to them, they ignore you. They're very focused. You go slightly deaf in one ear because the trumpets are incredibly loud. And some of them apparently steam-powered.
Oh.
Hold on to my hat.
Yep.
I think once they walk by, I will head towards the center of town where they're going to see what is happening. Come on, Pip, let's go.
I'm going to race ahead to try and make it to the square before they arrive.
I will shout to the innkeeper, we'll pay you later!
Check out 7-Eleven. We should be okay.
Don't forget to milk Clover! I got a discount! We talked about this!
Henry, as you say, come on, Pip, we're going. You look for Pip and notice Pip is already on top of the litter being carried into the center of town.
He knows what he's doing. I trust him. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
Dirk, are you coming?
Pip has never caused issues.
Never, ever.
Dirk would slowly ramble along, a little bit interested in seeing the litter be pulled through, that maybe there's, for once, some civilized conversation to be held while in his
You're
travels.
just jealous they don't have to walk.
Yes, that is extremely it. Like the thought of how can I figure out to hitch a ride is going through the back of his head as he's following the rest of them.
That should be me in there.
Oh, yes.
Fern is just going, how can I get one pulled by goats? How many goats would I need? You can crochet while you travel.
Just like a hammock, like a big.
Yeah, but the thing is, I do giant crochet, it's harder.
Yeah, you shouldn't have let Sven go back to Crystal Chime.
I miss Sven so much.
I mean, Sven will be returning on March 16th. Anyway. Oh, sorry, did I say something? As you all come to the middle of town, the litter is being put down. The robots are doing a little circle to drum up more interest. A crowd is starting to form. People are very excited. They're clearly not particularly used to large groups of robots marching through their town square. With one last flourish of trumpets and somehow a confetti cannon, the litter is flung open and there's streamers being blasted into the air. There's this small box in the front of this litter that starts folding out into its own stage, again entirely steam powered, and out of the litter onto this newly formed stage steps a very notable man. He is large in every sense of the word. He's broad, his voice is booming. Behind him, a banner unfurls that just reads Mr. Madrigal's Mystical Machines. And as he steps out, he goes, "Hello, friends! I have such wonders to show you. My name is Mr. Madrigal, and behold, my mystical machines."
I have a very important question. Is Pip okay when the litter is blasted open?
Define okay. I mean, he's a flying weasel.
Now he is.
I would like to try an attempt to catch Pip, please.
Probably smart, yes. Double dex, I think, because he's small enough you don't need strength. Oh, and thank you for saying you love the character art. I painted it myself.
Yes. Not what the actual characters look like, but it is handmade by our game master. I will roll.
Yes, dex.
Double dex, which I think is just 2d6s today.
I mean, that's not bad.
I got an 8.
An 8. I'd say, I mean, you're kind of primed. You've had to catch Pip previously
Also,
from...
you've got a hat now, so you can try and catch him in your hat.
No, that's right. I take off my nice sun hat, not as big as Fern's. It has like a little flower pin on it, and I would like to just catch Pip in my hat now.
Pip lands squarely in your hat, perfectly safe, clutching 2 colored streamers.
Oh, look at you. Good job. That'll keep you occupied for 2 seconds.
Very, very proud of himself and quite excited about the flying, at least the launch.
The process.
In addition to the machines playing trumpets, there is a number of machines currently being shown off on this square. There's cleaning constructs. There's currently there's one rather large machine who is baking a cake in the oven in their chest. There's a machine that is clearly made for painting, a mechanized lumberjack. There's one that looks like it's just about ready to wash your dog.
Is there anyone doing handicrafts?
There's one sort of paper macheing, but it's not like a yarn or fabric based craft, I'm afraid.
Okay, no, that's fine because, I don't want them to take over my craft.
No, I understand where you're coming from completely.
So I'm still yay!
You have to protect your brand. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Protect.
Zara's looking to see if
Go ahead.
Zara's looking to see if she can find any that are doing any sort of sword fighting or anything like that.
There's a number of them with sharp implements, though none of them seem to be made for fighting.
Gotcha. Zara just kind of mentioned to Henry, I'm looking for my aunt.
Is your aunt made of metal?
I think so. I've never met her.
Huh. So your aunt's a robot. Huh.
Oh, so that's what my dad tells me.
I'm gonna have to get a copy of your dad's book.
Oh, he's great. At least one of every chapter, or one chapter out of every book is correct.
Wait, so there's 5 different versions and only one chapter is correct in each book?
No, in each
It's
book.
like a puzzle!
In each book, one chapter is true and the rest are made up.
Oh,
That's so fun!
Don't know which one it is.
Is in the back? In the back is like the answers? Which
Oh
one is
no,
correct?
you have to figure it out yourself.
And that's what you're doing. Are you gonna write a book to show which one's true?
The companion to the book.
Exactly.
A reader's guide to the book. That's really cool.
And I'd like to get him to get back into it. I know he's getting up there in years, but I'd like for him to write again.
Henry.
Yes, Fern?
Henry. I think Dirk, he's getting annoyed with me. How do I say his name?
Dirk.
Dirk.
Yes.
Isn't this amazing? Doesn't this cheer you up? You've been so grumpy. Did you get any coffee with breakfast?
No, I didn't get a chance. I believe there was a goat impeding my ability to have my morning cup of coffee.
Is there like a coffee robot?
Spoiler alert, yes, there is.
Coffee
There is
machine.
a robot who has basically a really large boiler on his back and has a variety of hot beverage options.
Dirka, I think I can get you some coffee. Can I get coffee out of the robot?
Absolutely. They're being demonstrated to the crowd. The showman up on the podium is still going on, demonstrating various abilities the robots have. I would like people, if anyone's looking at these robots or the showman, I'd like some more perception checks.
Sure.
This showman also big tall hat, basically ringmaster outfit. 10, beautiful.
That's only a 6.
4.
I'm looking for anything that has a knife, so I'm very distracted.
Oh, you're basically you're mesmerized by the Edward Scissorhands of these robots. He
barber
is
robot.
designed to do barber work, so he has the different scissors for if you want layers or if you need a clean shave. He has a nice barber's blade. It's just covered in sharp things.
Excellent.
Mitch, what did you get?
A 12.
A 12. So Dirk and Fern, while you're discussing coffee and watching the showman, you notice that the showman has a little leather band around his head with a weird script you've never seen before. And every robot has a piece of that writing along the side of its head as well.
Ooh.
And apparently that is how he is controlling them.
I am too stupid to understand that. So
Yes,
I'm
but
just
now
gonna
Lana knows.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna try and get coffee. Hi, sir. Can I get coffee for my friend Dirk? He's royalty.
The robot sort of gestures to different buttons on the side. There is one that they're pictograms. They're not words. And one looks like it's a little tea baggy, and one has some herbs drawn on it. There are some coffee beans. Then there is some finely ground coffee beans. There's some milk.
I can. Dirk, do you want milk in it?
No, thank you. Just some coffee, please.
I will do. Oh, Kitty. Kitty on stream. Anyway, finely ground. I pushed that one.
Okay. There's a fairly loud noise as incredibly hot water is being pumped up from the tank on his back. And it just beautifully creates a nice hot coffee in a disposable cup.
Thank you, Mr. Robot. Dirka, here, your coffee.
Thank you. Fern, I believe.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fern.
I've got your name right now, right? Henry told me how to say it.
Dirk would take his first sip of coffee and just kind of give her a haphazard smile, and it's fine.
It is good coffee.
Ooh. I will smile at Fern then, since it is good coffee, and again say, thank you. I appreciate you getting this for me.
It almost sounded sincere. You're doing so well.
With that, he would have eye rolled.
Yep.
And gone about his way. He was heading originally towards the cake robot because he hadn't had his breakfast yet either.
Mm-hmm.
In the cake robot.
There is a cake robot indeed. There's also a robot pulling up weeds, demonstrating an impressive level of being able to distinguish between what is a weed and what is meant to be in this garden. It hasn't gone wrong yet, and it's actually working very quickly.
I'd
So
like to
as-
observe that one. As a farmer, I would like to observe the weed pulling robot.
Yeah, it's doing an impressive job. It has like a little scoop under the hand, so the hand grabs the weed, and the scoop makes sure that the entire root is removed, which, as we all know, is the worst part of pulling weeds. And it does so without damaging the supporting, or at least the neighboring plants.
This is amazing.
Good stuff. Meanwhile, the gentleman on stage, Mr. Madrigal himself, has pulled some hapless villager up on stage who had a tear in her outfit as he is demonstrating one of the robots who is sewing it shut perfectly with just the tiniest stitches, almost invisible. And he turns back to the crowd with this flourish of "ha-ha, ta-da!" As he does so, though, he slips on a piece of confetti that was left on the stage, trips off of the side, and there's kind of a creepy cracking sound as his head hits the cobblestones, and he falls entirely unconscious.
Oh no. Oh no.
Aren't people running towards him?
Yeah, I'm gonna go
A
help.
lot of people are just sort of going, we have a doctor somewhere.
I
I
will
don't know
run
where.
towards, because, come on.
Yep, I was gonna go help.
Okay,
no.
you rush towards Mr. Madrigal, who there is a little bit of blood already. But as you're running towards him, you also hear more than the regular shock of seeing someone fall and crack their head. You're hearing screams and panic as the robots are no longer under Mr. Madrigal's control now that he has fallen unconscious.
Oh no.
No.
The weeding robot is ripping out everything in the garden. The
Oh, no,
baking
no.
robot is turning up the heat and running after people. The lumberjack robot has taken off somewhere into the distance.
Oh no.
The coffee robot is currently force-feeding chocolate milk to a goat.
No,
It
not
might be
mine.
Clover. It might be Clover. It is
no.
absolute chaos, and I really want to know what you're doing right now.
Is anyone actively getting chased by something?
Oh, there's a lot of people getting chased by things. Yep.
Fern's not smart enough to take like the leather strap off and put it on someone.
I don't know about it. I'm gonna go after one and
Can
try
I
and, like...
can I do an intelligence check thingy?
I will say,
Maybe I didn't
especially since Dirk had a 12 on this perception check, there doesn't seem to be a way to get that leather strap off.
I am a yarn specialist. Come on. Straps can come off.
If only it
Decapitation's the
wasn't
only way.
if only it wasn't a magical item.
Mm.
I'm gonna go and try and care for him and see if I
Okay.
can stop the bleeding.
Apply pressure.
Hey, sorry, you've got him. I will take my giant crochet hook and try and hit the robot off my goat.
Okay, two things at once. Let's start with Zara giving first aid.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a white handkerchief out and put it over and blot the blood out, and then I'm going to cast Cure. What is it called? Cure Wound? Cure Touch. There we go.
Cure touch. Yep.
Yep.
I believe you have to roll a magic check for all spells.
Okay. What is a magic check? Just
It should say on your spell what you get to roll for it.
just as I roll int and heal the target HP for that amount.
Yep.
Yep. So 8.
8.
Wow.
So the bleeding does stop. Please mark off your mana points.
Yep.
The bleeding does stop. He does not wake up.
As I remove the now bloodied handkerchief, I go, "Wah!" and it turns into like a little cloud of flower petals.
Ooh.
The woman whose garment was being sewn goes, "Do you really think now is the time?
Sorry.
I mean, thank you, but honestly."
And I go back to like kind of trying to gently shake him to see if he will come to wake up.
He flops like a rag doll. I'm not going to say how many hit points he had before he hit his head, but it wasn't good.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Fern, you are bludgeoning a robot to get him off of Clover.
With my crochet hook.
With your crochet hook, please roll me an attack roll.
Okay, so strength +1 is the damage. Dex plus strength. Okay, that's good because
Hit him
that's
first,
quite
then
high.
see how much damage.
Yeah, Dex plus strength. 10.
I mean, it's a large robot, it's hard to miss.
Yeah. And then I can roll my strength and add 1 to
Yes,
see.
because you have a special crochet hook. That is
Well,
technically a pole arm.
Okay. You know,
Okay.
Clover is my baby. She might have had a baby, but she's still my baby.
Mhm.
So I hit him for 7.
Oh, yeah, no, this robot lets go of Clover. It does, as it stumbles back, spray you with sticky milk, coffee, tea, just basically everything put together. So you're covered in gross stuff.
I have helped a goat give labor. I will be fine.
I mean, you're wearing Crocs. You're fine with everything. I'm just saying, going forward,
Mountaineer
remember,
Crocs.
going forward, remember you're covered in icky things.
I am icky.
Henry.
If there's a machination that's going after like a person that's trying to like, I don't know, maybe sew them up into their own clothes or something along those lines, the one that's chasing with that's
There is one sort of chasing this woman. You saw him earlier. He's meant to help people discard of their rubbish, and he is sort of chasing her with these little clippy things to make things into little pieces. And he seems to have it out for either her or her outfit.
it's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell, but she's definitely running and very concerned for her own safety.
I would like to try and go after that one to try it and like, I don't know, like tackle it to the ground to help her so she can get away.
Okay.
And out of line of sight.
I'm pretty sure chasing someone is a hard labor role, which you, as a robust farmer,
I hope I do a good job.
probably should manage. Because I'm pretty sure. Hang on, let me just double check. It's been so long since I've ran this game.
It's probably
Sorry.
gonna be at least strength something.
Oh, it's definitely strength something.
Strength dex?
Apparently,
Strength.
I'm spelling labor wrong. Oh, something about with a U and without a U.
Something
Or-
European spelling something.
Are all of Henry's stats d6s?
No, I have a
Okay, I
D8.
was gonna say, would that make a difference?
No, I have a D8 in my strength, so
Gotcha.
Hang on. Stop telling me you're out of memory. Strength dex.
yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. Oh, you're good with this one.
Hopefully. I got a 4.
Oh.
I rolled a 1 on my D8.
Ow. Well, it's not a terrible failure, but I would like you to tell me how it looks when Henry unsuccessfully chases this robot.
Do I succeed? I do not succeed in helping.
You do not succeed. You had to get at least a 6.
I think what happens is as I am chasing this robot, chasing this lady, it's zigzagging around, and I end up running through the garden that the other robot is tearing up, and I like trip over the little border fence around it and fall and face plant.
Yep. Perfect music change for this description as Henry quite literally eats dirt.
Yep.
Speaking of dirt, Dirk.
Dirk is sipping his coffee, watching the mayhem, and literally like Henry fly by as he sips and looks around, making sure he's not in any immediate danger from anything.
No, just currently wounded pride.
Fern hit the other one, so
Oh yeah, Fern
yeah.
smashed that thing. Like impressive.
He
Yeah,
takes
even Dirk would have to
Yeah.
admit.
he takes a real long sip of the coffee and walks over into the garden to help Henry back up.
Okay, it's not broken. Okay, we're good.
That
Hey, you should
was
stop.
that was very stylish. You looked very very well doing that at least.
Don't patronize me.
Ooh.
But no, he's. Hey, you! Stop digging up the garden.
Would like to hit another robot.
There's so many options. Do you want to chase after one, or do you want the nearest one?
The nearest one that is harassing someone.
Technically, someone is harassing the poor robot, but the robot is trying to chop her furniture into firewood. So she has a point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excuse me!
there's like the village old lady is using basically a stick bread to batter at this robot to leave her outdoor garden bench alone.
Okay, fair enough,
Unsuccessfully.
yes. I would like to introduce that robot to my crochet hook.
Please roll to attack.
Yes, I will say, "Excuse me, ma'am," and we'll run up and try and hit it.
Beautiful.
For 11, so I think yes.
I think yes.
And then 5 hit points or damage. 5 damage.
5 damage.
Excuse me.
So in itself, the hit wouldn't be enough to decapitate this robot. It's a little sturdier than the coffee one. This one was built for heavy duty. Clover, however, got behind this robot. So as you smack it, it trips backwards over Clover, hits itself on the ground. And as we all know, goats love eating things you shouldn't eat. So Clover just happily starts chomping away on its wires.
Good girl.
And it is out.
Should she
Have a nice day, ma'am. Next.
Should she be eating those? She probably shouldn't be eating the wires.
Oh, she survived worse.
She has.
Next.
Okay.
Technically true. Zara, what are you up to?
I am looking for Zara, after like seeing the robots go haywire, immediately thinks of the blade wielding one that she saw earlier and how dangerous that could be, and begins trying to pick it out of the crowd because
Are we talking about the lumberjack or about the barber one?
the barber one.
The
Because
barber
the lumberjack's
one.
going to chop down trees, which is bad, but the barber one's going to chop up people, which is worse.
This is accurate. Please roll me a perception check.
Cool. That is a 6.
A 6. I mean, there's a lot of screaming.
Mhm.
You don't see Edward Scissorhands' robot right now, I'm afraid.
Okay.
You do hear someone going a little off to the left, like out of town square, a little more back towards the inn you came from. Someone yelling something about shaving poodles.
Oh. Well, if it's that far away, Zara's probably going to instead trying to get people to safety. So anybody who's in town, she's going to try and like corral them away, maybe get people away from the scene.
Okay, you gotta try and
unless they're
get
actually
people
coming to help.
indoors.
Yeah, exactly. And tell
Okay.
them all, lock your doors. Don't let any robots in. Make them knock first.
No,
Please
don't
roll.
make them knock. They shouldn't go in.
Please roll in spirit.
All right.
See how many people you can settle down. See how much of the chaos you can cut through as you're doing this.
A little better, a 7.
A 7. So some of the people are like, this is, other than the fact that it's adorable and pastoral, this is a fairly feisty town. So there were some people trying to take on these robots, but at your words, some of them are, okay, fine, if you're dealing with this, they're removing themselves from the scene. Some of the older teenagers are getting some orders from their parents to gather up the gawking children who are currently being plucked out of trees, who don't want to go home but are being ordered up to their bedrooms for their own safekeeping. There is a fair amount of "but dad" going on, but being rounded up.
Dad, I want to see the killer robots.
I mean, who fucking wouldn't, right?
I showed up
Never
first.
happens
be
in
the-
this town.
I'd be in that 3. Let's see. Dirk helped up Henry. Fern knocked 2 robots on their ass so far. There's still a fair amount of mayhem. And as Zara is directing people and Fern is looking around for her next target and Henry is lamenting over the incredibly rare species of flowers that just got ripped out of the ground with no concern for the fact they only grow in 2 towns in this entire country. You hear an incredibly shrill cry piercing the air. There is you notice it as you enter town. There is a fairly large building nearby that isn't one of the cottages. It is in fact the local art gallery. And what you see if you look towards this screen is a very slender man who is throwing himself in the path of the painting robot you saw earlier, and you can just hear him scream, "You cannot take my art, not my murals, my paintings. Kill me if you must, but not my art." But this painting robot is just advancing on him. It has paint rollers, it has brushes, it has spray paint, and it just sort of whacks him aside with a metal arm.
Well, if
And
Fern
it is,
can-
in fact, a stunning mural. It's one of the better ones you've ever seen.
If Fern can hear something about art being in trouble, I mean, I am an artiste. I shall run towards it.
Please roll hard exercise to see how quickly you can get
Oh
here.
no! Oh no, Fern, wait up for me!
How does one roll hard exercise?
Dex
Strength,
plus
dex.
strength.
I would like to follow Fern.
Same
Before-
roll.
Before Henry would have left, Dirk would have looked at Henry and been like, I guess this is the point that you're going to tell me we need to help,
Yes.
that something must be
yes.
done.
12.
12.
I say as I trip again and roll another 4.
Oh no!
Henry's having a bad day.
Forgot to tie
You
your
are-
shoelaces this morning.
I need
You're
to
in
get
such a
Crocs
rush.
so I don't have to trip over my shoelaces.
Of course.
I mean, those Crocs are doing real well. Fern's booking it. Henry, you fall in the ground again. But with
Dang
the
it.
4, you do avoid crushing the super rare flower. You can like keep your shoulder off of it, like half body it. Dirk, are you only saying you're helping, or are you helping? You're muted.
As I had said that, and knowing Henry's response and not wanting to get a long spiel like he has received before in another town,
Deja vu.
he would be grabbing his short bow off of his back. And do I have a clear line of sight on where that robot was and within possible range of shooting upon it, or?
So, within range, yes.
Okay.
Clear line, occasionally. There's a
Okay.
fair amount of back and forth. There's no solid obstruction. There's just a lot of people and robots.
So the people are the obstacles in the way of this shot, then.
I mean,
Well,
yes.
I am running very fast.
Fern is one of them.
and I run
Oh,
really
well, that's-
widely.
Book
If
it.
if Fern's just the
maybe-
one,
No, but maybe I can make a gutter or something between the people, you know.
let's see then.
My
Hmm,
hat
that's-
is
that's-
blocking your vision.
Yeah.
That hat is basically blocking daylight.
It's everything.
That's just.
That's its job.
Mhm.
Well, if I can't get a clear shot, I don't want to risk. I mean, he's an ass, but he's not that big of an ass to want to hit somebody in the crowd.
I mean, don't risk the populace, man. Someone has to
Yeah.
pay taxes.
Is there a the
Look, I
shrill,
understand Dirk on a deep level.
the shrill that we heard back towards the end? Is there any visibility of that robot poodle shampooing conundrum going on? We're looking
You
at the
don't
same.
necessarily see anyone shaving poodles. You do see some dogs running by that are very patchy looking. And one of them's bleeding a little from the ear.
Oh,
Aw. Baby.
damn animals.
Excuse
It's
me.
Riyatama. It's animals and dragons.
Hey, that was
And
Dirk.
robots,
Okay,
apparently.
that was Dirk. I'm sorry.
I know,
Dirk,
I get
it's actually pronounced Dirk.
it.
I'm so glad that you're out of your range. I might rethink that shot at you.
Oh no.
Friends call me Dirt.
Is there a clear shot to any of the robots within that would risk hitting an innocent?
I mean, you could probably get the easy bake oven
Okay,
robot that is currently starting to set fire to a number of things.
okay. I'll go ahead and try and put a shot through. Do I have a sign? You said that there's the script on the side of their head.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to take a shot with the intention of hitting that spot if I could.
Okay.
So
Called shots, not technically a thing, still sounds cool.
no, yeah, I was gonna say for fun, I guess.
Yep.
And this
Also,
will be.
we're not actually doing the Ryuutama combat rules right now because it's just weird shit. So just roll to hit.
Okay. So Intel Dex. It's gonna be a 10 for that one.
That will hit.
And then damage is a Dex dice. Oh, for a big whopping 1.
A good whopping 1.
Yeah.
It remains. Please describe what it looks like as Dirk takes a pot shot at an easy bake oven robot.
He's just kind of eye rolling because he really wanted to take a shot towards the artist. He has a special spot for the art and thinking that that's a little higher class, but coming back to the easy bake oven and seeing the fire, he knows that if he doesn't help, Henry's going to chew him out.
Yeah, like the oven mitts are aflame. It's walking around with burning oven mitts, handing people burning cupcakes.
He just squares up and aims and just takes that solid, true shot, hitting right on point. But the fact of just a weak wood arrow hitting a metal, you can just see it kind of like splinter and
burn.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, why? Why am I out here and not home? And then with that, he's going to pull and shoot again in the next opportunity. So,
Okay. Zara.
I am going to go after the barber bot.
You're going after Barberbot.
Yep.
Are you full sprinting back?
Yes, probably.
Then you know what I'm going to ask, and that is a hard labor roll.
Yeah, that is something that I am excellent.
You are so good at that, Zara.
Modified 6. Or
A
total
modified
6. I don't
6.
know, I used to say modified.
Mod 6, dirty 6. No, A6 is, if you're heading back towards the inn, actually good enough.
All right.
Because it's a nice even terrain and it's nice clear weather.
I kind of got the crowd out of the way a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, there are still some children being hurt at home, but it is. You too see the patchy dogs and the bleeding ears, and yeah, it's basically someone grabbed a sheepadoodle and patchworked the fur. It's not a good look. But as you reach the inn, you see Barberbot 9000, basically pinning the inn's cat and very carefully trimming its back hairs. As the cat yowls loudly, who is not impressed with being treated this way. But at least the hand using to pin said kitty is the unbladed one. And it's using fairly blunt scissors. Still, though, not a good look.
Yeah, I don't like that. I shout, "On guard!" and whip out my sword cane, and I point it at the robot.
Beautiful. Like I said, we're not using the combat rules or initiative, so just roll to hit it.
Okay. That is a 7. Not rolling so super high here.
Well, meets beats.
All right. And that's going to be int -1. And that's 7 damage. Nice.
Wow.
You do damage it. There's a noticeable amount, like there's a tear in its outer body. Some of the wiring is now exposed. You can see some of the steam tubes running that it's using to power the scissors. However, it is not broken all the way.
Okay. Am I at least able to try and get the cat free, or try to get its
Oh,
attention?
it lets the cat go and turns to you, and sort of advances on you with some scissors.
I see a haircut in my future.
Same. I might roll badly. Who knows?
Who knows?
Actually, let's find out. I think this is the first time one of the robots has a chance to deal with one of you.
On guard.
Let me roll my accuracy. What was your condition this morning?
An 8.
An 8. So with a 10, I will hit you.
All right.
And let's roll for some damage. For 3 damage, and I would like you to describe to me just what this robot is doing to you with its scissors and barber blades.
Well, I imagine that it sees my bob and thinks that it looks a little too even, and it
I mean,
cuts.
even hair is very 2000s.
Yeah, exactly. And just cuts right along the side of my head, kind of nicks my skin a bit and kind of gets pretty deep in there. Maybe nicks my ear as well, as it just kind of chops off all the hair on the left side of my head.
All right. I'm seeing some new Zara character art with a nice side
Yeah.
shave.
Exactly.
Let me know if you need any reference pictures.
I was gonna say, should I put my image in the chat?
Okay. Yes.
Cool.
Bringing us back to Fern, who succeeded on her hard labor check to catch up to Painterbot, who is about to ruin Baptiste Duchamp's mural.
Oh, hell no.
Well, what are you gonna do about it, Fern?
Well, I'm gonna run up and get in front of Paintbot because, I'm already sticky, so I don't care if there gets any paint on me. And I'm saying, not the arts, bitch!
Roll to attack.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh no, that's a D10 and a 0 is a 10 on the D10, right? 14. Not
That
the
will
arts,
hit.
bitch.
Let's see if you one-shot this one as well as the other ones. How much?
7.
7. Tell me how you damage this bot without killing it.
Ooh. Well, it's a crochet hook. So the thing with crochet hooks, they have like a little hook, so you can hook it on things. So I not only get the hook like on top of the shoulder,
Thank you,
rip
Mayor.
the shoulder off.
Okay.
So now the rolling painter thingy is no more attached to the robot.
It has lost the paint roller that it was using to paint the cobblestones.
Yes.
It continues to carry the paintbrush and the spray nozzle.
Well, yeah, I'll just go hit again.
We're taking turns.
Oh.
I think maybe the robot gets a turn first.
Well, it can certainly try.
It shall. It's going to use its remaining arm to shoulder you aside the way it did with Baptiste Duchamp to
Yeah.
paint that ugly building in front of it. Let's see.
I'm a bit more sturdy than Baptiste Duchamp.
This is very true. Oh no, wait! I have a 10. Were you 10 or the 11?
11. Fern was the 11.
Oh, then it does not succeed in, at least not in damaging you. It does slow you down a little. Sure. What are you doing in the meantime? You see Fern rip an arm off a robot. And I think you hear Zara at least getting a side shave. Henry's
you
still
hear on guard very loud.
Yeah. Henry's still at your feet. That's not even a metaphor.
No, and Bakerbot is still walking around with hands of
Bakerbot
fire.
is setting things on fire and trying to hand children burning cupcakes.
Okay, I'm gonna try and.
Some of the children are accepting, by the way, which is also something you should probably be concerned about, as they're starting a food fight with flaming cupcakes.
Okay, I will take another shot at Bakerbot. Not even specifically aiming for anything in particular, just trying to hit it.
Yep.
Maybe away from the fiery hands. Get that in the dice tray. And that will be a 9 for the
That
hit.
will hit.
Okay, and then it is a 4 for damage on that one.
Nice. You do a fair amount of damage. It at least drops one of the burning gloves. It's not entirely out of commission yet.
Okay.
So Henry.
Dirk would just look down at Henry at that point in time and be like, am I the only one that's going to help now in this scenario?
No, I'm helping. I'm trying to help. I finally stand up again.
Poor Henry.
And I have run a couple times. I've attempted to run a couple times.
This is true.
So I'm gonna look to see whatever robot is closest, so I don't have to make a sprint.
Okay, gardening robot is causing a lot of trouble right now. He has started to rip up gardens people need for food. Like, we're looking at food shortage if this
Okay.
isn't nipped in the bud.
Okay, you've got the flaming robot. I'm gonna get the farming robot. And I would like to, I don't think I brought my pole arm with me, but
It doesn't have to be a fighting check. You can like grapple it or tackle it.
what I want to try and do is break its, like, hands off.
Okay, so you're going full hand to hand.
Yeah, I'm just trying to grab its wrists, maybe break them, and then so it can't keep, wrecking everyone's food and gardens.
That's fair. I mean, it's fall. People just planted their new gardens.
Yeah.
If it rips up all of this, it's gonna be
bad.
terrible.
It's gonna be bad.
Could be terrible. And you're just going full physical, no items to help you.
I have, I think I have my walking stick with me
She asked leadingly.
to maybe smack them.
All right.
I don't think I could break them with my fists.
I think we'll call this hard exercise again, because it's not technically an attack roll.
Okay. I am switching dice.
Yes, always a good idea.
That's better. An 11.
An 11. That will be enough to... if one of them actually breaks off at the wrist joint, the other one doesn't break off all the way, but does dangle.
As long as it's non-functional.
The hand and the scoopy bit are no longer functional.
Okay, good.
It is sort of like still trying to claw at the earth with its now defunct arms, looking rather pathetic. But it is much less capable of doing damage.
Okay, good. Stay down. Don't.
It doesn't seem to be listening to you very well.
Drat.
Fern. Covered in paint and coffee and chocolate milk and regular milk. This paintbot is aiming the spray nozzle at the mural. It is, judging from what is covering you and what you see on the ground so far, it is carrying a shade of paint that can only be lovingly described as baby puke brown. And it is what is going to use to cover this mural.
Oh, hell no. I shall, and I do not do this lightly, take off the big-ass hat.
No!
And throw it on the nozzle.
I mean, roll me Dex. What do you think? Dex and...
I think Dex and Spirit because it's my fucking hat.
Alright, I'll take it. Dex Spirit.
It's the same as Dex Strength. So.
I'll take it.
10.
I mean, the nozzle is covered and your hat is coated in baby puke brown gobs of paint.
I mean, guys, it's Fern's hat. It's a thing. I mean, look at her hair. It's all messed up. Okay. Well, that's my turn, I think.
I think you're right. I think I'm interested in hearing what Zara's doing.
Well, she's probably a little bit upset at the fact that she's had an impromptu hair appointment.
You're pulling it off, though. Honestly.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna make do my best work with it later. Maybe even it out or something. And then,
the half ear that's gone, that's starting to sting.
Yeah, that's not good. And she's going to raise her sword up and kind of have one hand on her ear as it's bleeding. And then she's going to hold the sword up like she's going to stab it and then cast Shooting Star with the other hand.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to... It just hits it, so... That's going to deal 4 damage.
Alright. It is starting to look a little worse for wear.
Ouch, this is a tough one.
It is. They have varying levels of hit points and
I went to the one with
abilities.
knives for hands.
I mean, it's absolutely covered in sharp things. Why wouldn't it have more hit points than the other ones? Right. Please mark off your MP.
All set.
And it is still advancing on you, though, even with the shooting stars. Was there anything in particularly aiming for? Like, did you shoot off the shaving blade or the shears or...
She was probably going for the head.
Going for the head. So it's basically it's missing like half a head, but as an automaton, that's not where you keep your brain. So it is still going to aim for you. But I rolled terribly.
I'm very pleased. Thank you.
With the half head, it's just sort of like clipping to the side of you right now.
Yeah, no depth perception.
No depth perception. Clearly, it's missing one of the eyes. It's way off. Let's see. Dirk.
Watching Henry tackle or hit the other robot, looking back around again, the stupid Baker bot still up.
Yep.
Very, very just frustrated. He pulls out one more arrow to
Okay.
put down BakerBot. So, hopefully. That will be 8 plus 5 is a 13.
That will definitely hit.
Oh,
Baker
I'm sorry.
Bot.
Hold on. Makes a 12. I forgot the -1 that time. Sorry.
That still hits easy, Bakebot.
Okay. And we'll do the full 6 on that one for the damage then.
Nice. It's not like dead, but it is most certainly crippled enough. It's no longer spreading fire in a large area. It's just sort of, what's the word? Just sort of, there's some sparks and some embers, but it's currently staying put.
Okay.
It is disabled.
As long as it's not an immediate threat now, that's
No, there are still some children throwing flaming cupcakes to each other, but
yeah, that kids will be kids.
there you go.
If there's not an immediate threat that Dirk sees in front, I will start to make my way towards the end, since that was the last time I heard a scream and a ruckus in there. No reason to roll a run check because Dirk's not gonna.
You're
run.
strolling.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
he's not gonna break a sweat doing this.
Henry.
Now that I have more or less disabled gardening bot, do I see the children?
Yes.
I would like to walk up to the children. You should not be doing this. You are going to be causing a lot of fires, and then you're going to lose a lot of, structures around here. Shame on you. Put those on the ground. Stop, drop, and roll them. Put them out on the ground.
Please roll Dex as 2 flaming cupcakes are hurled at you.
Of course. You can have a word with your parents. That is 7.
7. So you dodge 1 cupcake. The other one briefly catches you, but it only leaves a little burn. Nothing is massively on fire right now.
Am I able to pick them up by the scruff of their shirt?
2 of them, yes, because you
God,
only
how
have 2
many?
hands.
How many?
Oh, we're talking a pack.
Oh, jeez.
2 of them are sort of going, you can talk to my mom, she doesn't care. And 2 of the other ones are already scattering as soon as you mention talking to their parents.
Okay.
The ones you have by the collar.
Or
are
I
looking
have them both under 2 of my arms.
Yeah, they're looking a little sheepish. No pun intended.
But psh, shame, and then basically if I can get them, the rest of them to try and scatter, at least not throw any more cupcakes.
Yeah, at least you're getting them away from the flaming robot that was attracting their attention. You are successful in getting them away from the fire hazard.
Good.
You do hear the 2 that yelled about, their parents not hearing. You see them heading towards the inn going, oh, let's go look at the one with all the blades, as they run in that direction.
Oh no.
Fern. I hate to tell you, but the hat's a lost cause.
I know.
Unless you're willing to wear baby puke.
I mean, I think I can make it work, but no.
This is a make it work moment.
The bot will pay for this.
Naturally.
And it is bonking time.
Oh god.
Ooh,
Right.
you're wearing the thingy. I love it.
I'm wearing one of them. They're so much warmer than I gave them credit for when I bought them.
Yeah. Anyway, can I please bonk the thingy?
I mean, roll to attack.
No, I am crying. My hat. I mean,
How does it look when Fern is crying about her hat so hard?
I was like, I'm not even missing. I think I forget to bonk because I'm like, like that.
It's a very Fern thing to do.
Yeah, because
you're one step away from your next Instagram video going, I didn't know it hit.
The thing is, I threw the hat before I thought about what I was actually throwing. Because this hat, it took me, you know what it took me to get that hat.
I know what it took you to get that hat.
That. No.
It's going really well.
Double ones.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That is I mean,
I'm not hitting that robot.
No, that robot pauses, judges you for such an intense emotional connection to a item of clothing, and carries onto the mural. And since this is the third turn, it reaches the mural and it
But
starts.
it still has the hat on.
It does. It also still has a paintbrush. So
No!
it is not capable of using the spray nozzle that is being blocked by said sacrificial hat. So the damage isn't instant, but it is starting to paint over this mural. And where the nozzle was baby puke brown, this paintbrush is the most atrocious
Dayglow orange?
Koningsdag orange.
Oh, Dayglow orange, yeah.
Dayglow
They
orange.
couldn't have chosen better colors at least.
Yeah, the guy who builds his robots is like, what's the worst colors I can think?
I mean, you saw him. You probably assume he likes Dayglow orange.
He's
You're not
gaudy as
sure.
hell.
You're not sure why the baby puke brown, but you know Dayglow orange is what he uses in his interior decorating.
Oof.
Yep.
Ew, gross.
And with that, we are at the halfway point of our stream-ish. So we're going to take a quick break. Stretch, hydrate, pet your pets, bio break. Let's say 10 minutes, because everything I need is downstairs.
Yes. Right, we'll be back in about 10 minutes, y'all. Hydrate, stretch, and we'll be back soon. And we are back, everybody, from break.
Yay!
Welcome back.
Fern is traumatized about her hat. PainterBot has started on defiling Baptiste Duchamp's mural.
No.
Zara lost part of an ear to the hairdressing bot, is currently still facing off with said automaton. Dirk took a few shots, but eventually knocked down the Easy Bake Fire bot, while Henry dealt with some of the local children who thought flaming cupcakes were an amazing projectile. I mean, they had a point, but Henry disagreed. Currently, Henry is holding a child under each farmer arm. Dropping back in, I think that mural needs serious protecting. Hi, S'mores. So, Fern, are you snapping out of your hat-induced stupor?
Well, I'm trying to, because, you know, the hat may be gone, but Dayglow orange is just a style choice I cannot get behind.
I mean, it really matches well with camouflage pants.
Yeah, but no. So I would like to try and bonk again.
All right. Hit to bonk. Roll to bonk.
Well, that would be okay. Fern is like, oh my god, my hat! And then I realize I can make everything work, even an outfit without a hat, and I roll a 14 to bonk.
Beautiful. That definitely bonks. Yes.
Yes. Let's see if it does bonk hard enough.
See how hard you bonk.
I bonk for a 6.
That is a hard enough bonk. Would you like to describe your triumph? I mean, there is already some Dayglow orange on the. It's a mixed triumph.
As the stroke comes down, I would like to crochet hook under, rip off the other arm, and then turn around 360 and come back on the head.
Alrighty, you rip off the arm, make a beautiful pirouette, somehow on mountaineering crocs, on cobblestone. Nobody knows how you do it, but it looks amazing. Dirk is briefly speechless. Henry's a little busy with children. Zara's bleeding. Baptiste Duchamp is just stunned, baffled. Also gets hit by the arm you rip off, but nevertheless is incredibly grateful. Is perfectly happy to take the damage himself. rather
good.
than watch his art be defiled. He understands.
Before running off towards the next robot, I will turn to him and say, you know all the art people in this town. Do you know Milner? I need a new hat. And I'm going.
And you're going. Excellent exiting sentence. Zara. Side shave, bleeding.
See, my opponent has been very formidable. Zara is going to hold her cane at the ready and say, like, I always heard that robots are tough, but this ends right now. And she's going to cast Candy Ice Cube in the fireplace. And her goal is to make a steam cloud so she can run away.
Bravely ran
Wait,
away,
what was the
away.
name of that spell?
Candy Ice
Candy
Cube. She's
Ice
making
Cube.
an ice cube that's going to melt and release some steam into the room.
Those
so
are
she can run away.
delicious. by
So
the
to say,
way.
it also smells like
Sweet.
molten marshmallows, basically.
Yes. Do you want me
well-
to roll something?
I'm pretty sure your spell tells you what to roll in
The
general.
spell doesn't really do anything besides make a cube, and once it's finished melting, it disappears.
Okay. Detract your mana points. I'll say you can, like, you're not, like, you're being threatened, but you already took out half its head, so you're not, like, casting defensively or anything. So I'd say you can easily pull off this spell without rolling a check. And just mark off your mana points, magic points, I should say, because
And I
mana's
will
not a thing
bravely
in
run
this
away.
game. I'm just going to roll a perception check for this robot to see if it sees you run away in this steam cloud. I'll give it disadvantage because it's missing half its face after the previous attack. You don't hear sounds of pursuit after your declaration that this ends now. You do hear some cats coughing. And the innkeeper coughing as they're being swamped by incredibly hot, sweet steam.
Ugh.
But if you want to, you can make it to the front door unharmed.
Yes, I'm gonna hopefully maybe lure it out, or at least get help. Those are Zara's two reasons in her head. Like, yes, this is a good plan.
Okay. Well, it didn't see you leave, so it's not pursuing you.
All right.
But I think as you come storming out of the inn, you don't run into Dirk because he wasn't running, he was ambling. But you see Dirk heading towards you in the mid-distance. Let's call it mid-distance.
Oh, Dirk, thank God you're here. They need help in there. I'm bleeding from the side of my head.
Dirk would reach into his chest pocket square and pull out a handkerchief with
Oh, thank you.
two finger hold to hand for them.
Oh, thanks. My last one turned into flower petals.
You might want to wipe yourself up there. And the kids earlier, did he hear them say, let's go check out the one with all the blades, and they were running in his direction?
Oh yeah, no, they caught up to you because they were actually running while you
Okay.
were ambling.
If they're trying to run by, I'd like to hip check one into the other, so they don't make it into said now steam bath
There is
danger
like
house.
steam coming out of the doors and windows of this building. Roll me Dex strength, because you might hip to check them too hard. Still Riyatama.
7.
7. Also, you can hip check one of them, but that one doesn't necessarily cannonball into the other one. But one of them goes sprawling, pretty much landing on Zara's feet, whereas the other one, with the callousness only displayed in truly semi-feral children, keeps going.
Looking to Zara, is there something still in there, or were you actually successful in what you were meant to accomplish?
Well, I got the cat away from it, and I got away. So,
Just as you're saying this, you hear this.
and it's got the cat again. And I'll look to the door and start making my way back inside.
I will accompany Zara into the now steam-filled.
It has limited vision for obvious reasons. Also, the smell is cloying at best, nauseating at worst. You have a feeling if you're in here too long, you might start rolling condition checks.
Okay.
Because it is sickening and not in a good way.
We make out where the robot is in the steam-filled room, or is it dissipating some?
It is a large block of ice that was summoned that basically doused the fire, so it is melting like in a hotbed of coals. It's basically like an oversteamed sauna. You can see shapes moving in this mist-filled room, and there is in fact a few arms going like this, silhouetted against the hearth, which you assume is probably a robot shaving a cat.
That's
a very
bold
angry
assumption.
cat. The kid is darting around your legs going, "Let me in, mister, I want to see what's going on," as you're blocking the doorway. Zara, you still hear this cat yowling.
Let's see. I'm gonna yell "have at ye" and go after it with my. I have two modes: run away and fight to the death. And today is fight to the death.
Alrighty, have at ye as you charge in, aiming for the shaded figure shaving a cat.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Louie. That's a 10.
I was about to say you have some minuses because of the terrain, unless you have anything that specifically helps you in mist.
Let's see, I don't think so.
Or fog. I'll take either.
I do not.
You do not. In that case, you have a -2 on your attack.
Oh no.
Let me look up this hoodlum again, because that's the stats I'm using. That brings you down to a 10?
Oh, it was a 10, so 8.
It was 10, so it brings you down to an 8.
Yes.
Yes. An 8 will still hit. You also get a -1 on damage, though, because of the conditions.
Gotcha. So that's a -1.
Please describe this scene to us, please.
So Zara is very excited at this moment, but she's had one hand on her head to stop the bleeding with a handkerchief, and she forgets to draw the sword out of the cane as she's running out, and it still says the canes are just kind of like cane and falls off of it, but she just kind of whacks it in the head, and the cane just bounces off. So she's just got the sword in her hand and doesn't have the sheath anymore, and it's lost in the fog.
Valiant effort indeed. Dirk, you see this happening ish.
Would the obviously the cane hitting it made some kind of a metalish thud, I'm assuming now?
It did. It rang like a church bell.
So I definitely know that it is not an innkeeper or anybody else. Mm-hmm. Hearing that, he just lets out another sigh, kind of pushes the kid back with his knee to square up so he can shoot an arrow in, yelling for Zara to duck.
All right.
Where?
You two have a -2 penalty on.
Okay.
Because you're still in the short distance, because Riyatama doesn't do ranges. You're either close or you're not. You're still close enough that it's only a -2.
Okay. So my accuracy would counter part of that, so there's a +1, but I still have the -2 there. So, would you consider this a concentration check on that as well for this shot or not?
I would, especially if you're using one knee to herd children. And try and look at what you're shooting.
Okay,
it's not nice target practice.
Well, accurate gives me a +1 on concentration checks. That's why I wanted to see.
Yeah. No, your accurate works for both right now.
Okay. So, okay. Oof. That doesn't matter because it's a 3.
Oof, that is oof. So what does it look like? Is it the child that does it for you? Is it Zara not ducking? What's going on here?
I'm going to say it's the child probably pushing back on me as I tried to square up, and enough of like a pushback that Dirk leans forward and just literally launches an arrow probably a few feet from Zara's feet themselves. So the thud of an arrow very close to her, as this child has tried to push and has probably got like half wedged in the door, half on the leg. If you've ever pinned a child, I'd say if you've ever pinned a child to a wall, like trying to stop them getting by you, that's kind of the image.
Have, but that's not the point, right?
That's kind of the thought of where this has gone to.
I almost said children ruin everything, and then I remembered we have childed people in this call, and I will not.
Like one of your best friends with like kids who just needs to cope and shit. They are very well behaved.
Huh? Speaking of Fern.
Yes?
Baptiste Duchamp is at your feet. He is blabbering gratitude. He is promising to paint a new mural in your honor. You will be the inspiration for the next greatest art of Aberdeen. He has never seen the likes of you. He'll forgive you your footwear. You're just the most enthralling woman he's seen.
Whilst I'm running off, I will scream, "Nothing wrong with my footwear, just get me a new hat!" Next robot.
There are few robots remaining in the square. Most of them are, in fact, already disabled.
Well, I'll go find one.
The main focus of consternation seems to be the inn.
Well, I'll go to the inn and just look back over my shoulder to my hat.
Baptiste has collected your hat and seems to be taking measurements.
Okay.
I will say, because the inn and the art gallery are pretty much opposite ends of the village, you cannot reach the inn in this particular turn, but you are once again booking it on your Crocs.
Yes.
I'll take another hard labor check to see how far you get.
7.
Roughly halfway.
11, huh? There's a lot. Halfway.
Still a crit. I mean, you pass a child picking gravel out of their knees that somehow got hip checked into the road on the way to the inn. Not sure what happened there. Probably a robot. There's a lot going on right now.
I have no reason to suspect otherwise.
Exactly.
I will yell to the kid, "If you see a goat, send it to the inn."
Henry.
After I gently drop the children. Get along, go. First of all, is the woman I tried to help at the very start still in distress?
The
one that's
I mean, she's not completely settled down, but she is no longer chasing robots with baked goods.
Okay. Well, the one that was like the rubbish bot.
Yes, no, the one that was trying to cut up her garden bench got demolished by Fern, and Clover has finished eating most of its wires.
Okay.
And she's currently assessing part of its body for flower pot potential.
Okay, I'm gonna leave the goats alone. Fern knows what she's doing with the goats. I would like to head towards the inn then, since that sounds where the most commotion is. With the
there's also you're not sure it's the palest colored smoke you've ever seen, but there's definitely something smoke-ish rising from the building.
Oh, that's lovely. And I would like to book it towards there.
Hard labor for the extended running.
I can do that. That is a 9.
You two roughly reach the point where you see Fern glancing at a child picking gravel out of their knees on the way to the inn.
Kids are robust. It's okay.
They'll be fine.
Sounds right.
So Zara.
I'm gonna do what I do best, and
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna try and cut its hand off.
The hand that's holding the cat?
No, I'm not gonna aim towards the cat. I'm gonna go for the one that
I'm
has
just
knives on it.
asking. There's important things that need to be asked in this particular game.
Another 10 minus 2,
Another
so another 8.
Another 8. So that's not going to be particularly successful again. You've gotten close enough by now. As you're attacking this time, I'm going to say this one misses because you're getting hit in the face with flying cat fur and it stings your eyes.
Oh no.
Poor baby.
This is going to be one angry looking cat. You notice that he seems to be giving this poor cat like a lion cut, where it's just like the mane and this sad little bit of tail. It's not the type of cat that looks good in this look.
Yeah.
It's a little harsh on the cat. Like it's cut a little too much here and there. There's little angry red bits on the skin.
I'm gonna have to use up the rest of my magic next turn. Try and take this guy out.
Speaking of barber bot, Dirk. You have a child wedged in the doorway with your knee. Zara ineffectively flailing at Barberbot, who is mistreating a cat. The innkeeper is currently retching. Apparently does not appreciate marshmallow-scented steam. There's a fair amount of... It's either the cat having a hairball or the innkeeper trying to breathe.
Oof. Dirk's gonna let the kid try and build up enough momentum or energy when try. As soon as he's got enough that like he's trying to push as hard as he can forward, I'm gonna remove my knee so he can go just flying forward.
Yep, face plants onto the floor.
Hey, he's out of the way now.
Fair amount of splinters.
Oh, the inn floor is covered in splinters?
It is now that Barberbot has been in here for 9 rounds. And some people have been firing bolts into the wooden floor for no particular reason.
1.
Sure.
I will try to take another shot at Barberbot, as there's not really anything else Dirk can do to this thing.
All right.
So,
roll to hit.
That's going to be a 7. Which
Is that including the minus 2?
Yeah, that was the math.
Yeah. So no, sadly. This beautiful thing needs at least a 9 and a bit of luck to hit.
I don't luck.
Tell me where this bolt ends as I watch S'mores settle in her little cat bed.
Yep. She's a good girl.
Probably whizzes by the robot and hits like the mantle of the fireplace.
Just below the cuckoo clock.
Yeah, just like wedging itself right into the thin part of the mantle so it sticks out into the room.
It's the kind of thing that patrons are going to be talking about in about 10 years. Remember when the robot uprising happened?
Yep.
All right. Henry and Fern, you are pretty much side by side outside of this inn.
I will wave, oh, hi, and keep running.
Hi, Fern. I'm going to keep going inside to see what the heckity heck is going on.
Dirk, have you yielded the doorway yet?
I think I'm bigger than Dirk anyway, so...
I'm bigger than you. Get out of the way.
Or at least I am robust enough to barrel through.
I mean, Fern's 6-something as well, so...
Do either one of them give any notice that they are running through the door at this point?
It's you hear Fern coming.
Oh.
As she's yelling at Henry as well.
In that case, after taking the shot and hearing Fern, Dirk would like literally, he's done. He is so fed up with this crap. He's just gonna rotate out of the doorway so he's still outside.
Okay.
And just leaving the doorway clean.
Okay, I probably see Dirk and say, "Hey, did you get to enjoy your coffee?" Oh, boom!
All right, you're racing into this inn. Henry, are you trying to match Fern, or are you happy to let Fern take the first hit?
I want to like try and rush ahead Fern and kind of like hold it still for Fern so she can bash.
You
All right.
run faster than me.
I mean,
I would like to try. Let me bash. I'll hold it. You can bash it, Fern.
both of you roll me Dex and Int.
Okay.
Int. That's me.
So that makes us easier.
I mean,
More
it's
even, makes it more
basically
even.
Dex Int is basically initiative in this game.
Yeah, I know, and I hate it.
I got 11.
7.
All right, Henry reaches the door first, rushes in, and tries to basically do the Ryuutama equivalent of a grapple
Yes, exactly.
on Barberbot. You two are hit in the face by the most disgusting steam you've ever inhaled. And there's a strange undertone of cat hair that's tickling your throat, and sort of like if humans could have hairballs, now would be the moment.
I don't like that.
Nobody likes this. Please roll to grapple this thing. Let's make it just accuracy again.
Which
It's
is
your to hit. It's just your to hit.
Wait, it was what am I rolling?
Strength
Do you have unarmed on your sheet?
I don't think I do.
Okay, because you're a farmer.
I'm a farmer.
You're a farmer. Let me just really quickly look at the farmer.
I am robust, an animal owner. I also have a side job.
Nice. Which was?
I repair things.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
We're such a good match.
Maybe strength, dex.
Strength Dex
We'll make
is
it
mine.
strength dex. That sounds fine.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
I mean, you're not a like the thing that would change it away from strength dex would be like magic stuff, and you have none of that.
I
So
am not a magic boy.
Strength dex is perfectly fine.
That is an 8.
That is not enough to grapple Barberbot, because once again your target number is 9.
And I gotta roll real high.
How does it look when you fail to grapple Barberbot? He is in the process of like trimming the feet of the lion cut.
I think it's like when you watch...
So basically he has like 4 feet in one hand with the cat on its back, and it's just sort of like clipping the underneath of the footsies, like
It's like-
getting the paw pads.
when you're like watching someone play like a sport and they're like just like behind them like trying to do this, and I'm just trying to grab it, but it's like moving as it's trimming and I just can't get a handle on it.
All right. Fern, you're going to have to go around Henry and Zara to bonk this robot. So,
Well, I have
let's
a bit
make
of
that
reach.
-2 a -3.
Well, I have a bit of reach with, the pole arm.
Henry is literally playing body defense.
Ugh. Can I just kick Henry out of the way to hit the barber
You can
bot?
totally kick Henry out of the way.
I mean, I'll let you roll strength dex to first hip check Henry and then hit the robot.
Okay, I will try that.
Or shoulder check, pick a body part. I'm not picking.
I will just. I want to kick him out of the way with my foot, and I rolled a 10 for that.
I mean, you're going up against Henry's condition, but meets beats, even in Riyatama.
Get out of the way!
Ah!
And then I roll again for bonking.
Yep. Roll to bonk.
9.
Is that
I
with the
mean-
-2?
Is that with the -2?
What is this smoke?
He was supposed to convince everyone to get out of the room, but everyone stayed in the room.
Can you get rid of it?
Yes!
It'll
I mean,
go
that
away
isn't
as soon as it
accurate.
finishes melting.
I mean, Fern, this is just flashbacks to the worst the hippie place had to offer in as
Oh,
far as
God,
incense
no.
went,
Not
but
again.
you can't escape it.
Not again!
Dirk, it doesn't sound like it's going well in there.
Nope.
Dirk realizes that there's 3 people, a somewhat shaved cat, a child, and an innkeeper, and that's just enough lunacy that he's going to not be involved.
Oh,
All right.
hell no.
Staying out of it.
Because any way that he goes, he's going to probably hit one of them instead of a robot.
It's probably true. Your odds are not looking good.
And so he can be an ass, but at the same time be safe to other people.
Can you roll me a perception check if you're determined to stay outside?
Okay. Perception was which one again?
Int dex.
Spirit dex.
Oh.
Spirit dex?
Int dex. Index. I'm sorry.
Dex, okay. That is a 10.
A 10. So as you're contemplating just how happy you are to not be in there, because that steam just keeps wafting out, and you can just sort of lean that way, breathe normally, and just deal with the circumstances. You see, coming running in from the other side of town, like the direction Mr. Madrigal originally came from. You see the woman you recognize as Amadine's constable, and she's breathing hard, bleeding from the shoulder, and also looks like she might require assistance.
This is never going to stop. And I will walk off the porch into her direction.
Ambling?
Yeah, of course.
Beautiful.
He's only wearing his short boots, and this is cobblestone. He's not going to twist an ankle.
Beautiful.
And he'll probably be reaching into now his side pocket to pull yet another handkerchief out for this bleeding lady who is approaching.
Yep. Zara, would you also roll me basically initiative? Because we'll keep you, Henry, and Fern in initiative on the inside of this inn right now.
Dex is int plus, or sorry, it's dex plus int, or what is it again?
Yes.
Dex
Dex
int?
plus int.
Cool.
I hate it so much.
9.
Momo!
Momo is putting her really, really wet beard on my lap, which is just fabulous. Just what I needed. I believe that puts you after Henry, but before Fern.
Okay.
So Henry, a crochet hook whistled by your head. The barber bot has paused to assess its work and seems to have decided that maybe it shouldn't be a lion look. Maybe it should just be like Sphinx, which is to say naked. And it's putting its scissor away and grabbing the really large razor meant for basically adult men. And it's starting to sort of trying to put the cat on its side, who is still struggling to get rid of the last bit of the mane around the neck and throat area.
Oh crap. I would like to grab the cat. Just try to grab the cat and run.
Grab the cat and run. Let's call that Dex.
I will let it scratch me. No regard for my hands.
Right, Dex int.
Okay, I can do it.
Find like be nimble and find the opening.
All right, let's go. That is an 8.
An 8. Okay, I'm gonna roll against you for this one. It's my dodge. And that is a 6. All right, you're holding a very upset cat.
Yep.
And it's not scratching you, it is just dug in. Like the scratching will happen if you ever wanted to let go. It is just all the claws.
Ow. All right, time to get the cat away.
Hang on, let me roll damage for the cat claws, because cats have stats in Ryuutama. 2 damage from just your skin being split.
Oh,
But you have the cat.
I got the cat. It's away from the
You got the
robot.
cat.
It's good.
Where are you going with the cat?
Away, out. Out of the inn.
All right, out of the inn. Zara, you see Henry run by, face twisted in a mask of pain, as this cat... Like, Henry isn't even holding the cat. The cat is holding Henry. But together, they are running out of this inn, and Barber Bob refocuses on the nearest target. You're not sure if it's either Fern or you, but that barber's knife is definitely at the ready.
All right. Well, fortune favors those who strike first. I'm going to shooting star it.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna blast it again with what is essentially the last of my magic, unless I want to make another ice cube later.
I mean, it's not like I have two more. Never mind, keep going.
Well, you know.
It's fine.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
I got
This is fine.
Sorry.
I
Everything's
got
fine.
6 on it, so take 6 points of damage.
I mean, it had 5 hit points left, so would you like to describe this death?
Well,
Destruction!
it made me uneven because I didn't like evenness, but I make it completely even.
You blast off the other side
Take
of
off
its
the
head.
other half of the head.
Beautiful. It is headless and sinks to the floor on its knees. You still hear the innkeeper and Fern retching and struggling to breathe, but the robot has been dealt with.
Open a window!
I
I'll
will
shout
point
to
out
the
the
innkeeper.
windows are open.
Oh no.
My other
Did
idea
you look
was-
up how large this ice cube was before you cast it?
50 centimeters.
That's a lot of water.
It's a lot of water.
My other option was taking the ice cube out, but the cat. The poor
Yes.
cat.
I don't know if you're knowledgeable in metric, but 50 centimeters squared is a lot of water.
It's a lot of water.
Well, the good news is that it'll all disappear once it finishes melting.
Uh-huh. Sure. Won't be
Lot of
sticky
water.
anywhere or anything.
No, everything's fine.
It's fine.
Fine. Fern,
Yeah.
the robot is dealt with. The breathing is not.
Then I will get myself outside. Oh, I will try and grab the innkeep to lead him outside.
The innkeeper is easy to find. Follow the
Yeah.
sound of the retching. Pretty willing to be assisted outside, leans on you heavily, but is indeed quite pleased to be breathing actual air at this point. Dirk isn't outside of the inn right now. He's not where you left him. He seems to be
Well,
walking towards someone.
I don't really care. He's royalty. He knows things, I guess. I don't know. Okay. I guess your inn will be fine in like 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And I will look around to see if there are any more robots.
You currently do not see any more robots.
Then I will go and look for my guts.
All right, Dirk, you have ambled towards the constable, who is still running at a dead sprint and has reached you rather than you reaching her. She is bleeding from her shoulder, like I said, and she just sort of pants. The orchard. That lumber cutting machine has reached the orchard. Please, the militia are trapped in the basement. If that lumber machine cuts down the apple trees, we won't have a harvest for a decade.
Why is the militia trapped in a basement?
Robots.
Oh my gosh.
How far from the end did I get away? Like, if I can look back and see.
I mean, you're still in front of that bend of the road, so you can at least see the silhouettes. Like, you can't exactly talk, but you can signal.
Can I yell?
And you?
I mean,
Sorry. We've been friends for a very long time.
yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dirk's gonna look at her,
royalty.
just panting.
Bleeding.
I already handed her a handkerchief. She's fine.
Yep, that's how it works.
Yep.
I'm cured.
That's all I ever needed.
I'm just going to turn back towards the end and yell Henry's name. Not anything else. Just yell Henry.
I'm right in front of the inn with the cat, trying to pry this cat off of my hands.
And I'm going to
You know
kind
how
of
it goes?
motion the gal up towards where the inn and Henry would be. Like, fine, go tell them.
She stumbles on. Henry, you do hear your name, but you don't necessarily act on it. It's doing the cat thing where every time you remove one of the claws, one of the other ones goes back in.
Yep. So it's just a struggle bus all around. It's fine.
Yep.
I will make my way towards the orchard, though, figuring heading in the direction she came from will get me there, if I can't openly see it already.
You cannot
Okay.
see it already, but
Well.
you can definitely start heading in that direction. So Fern is puking, or almost done puking, and looking for her goats. Buttercup is considering eating your puke, being the goat that she is.
Fair enough.
Henry, every time you get one claw out, another one goes back in. Zara, what are you up to?
I am leaving the room now that there is no more robot to deal with, and I'm looking to see if the cat got out okay.
You find the cat firmly attached to Henry, who is bleeding.
Well,
Just a little bit.
Not a magic, nothing I can do about that.
A little bit. A little bleedy, but it's okay.
It's a little, like, we're not talking massive points of damage, but, you know, the claws,
yeah.
you have that little trickle of blood
Mm-hmm.
that just lets you know it pierced every layer of your epidermis.
How is the town square? Is it mostly cleared?
Oh god, it is smoldering, it is battered, it is broken, there is produce, there is plants, and everything is scattered everywhere.
Cabbages?
There are definitely cabbages. The stage is partly collapsed, partly on fire. The trumpeting robots are all out of tune, playing some horrendous rendition of your favorite childhood song. Occasionally, a confetti cannon goes off out of nowhere.
I'll just quickly say to Henry, like as I see, like, oh, thank you for grabbing the cat. I'm so glad the fog cloud worked better that time. And I'm gonna start running to the town square to see if I can find Mr. Madrigal to get him to stop his machines.
All right, Henry.
Yes.
I think I need an animal handling check to see if you can get this poor cat off of you.
Okay, and what kind of,
Spirit int.
Okay. I could definitely attempt that. Come on, okay, please
Because
let go.
you tried the dexterous way, and it just reattaches.
Ow. 6.
6.
Please let go.
I mean, most of the cats let go.
Okay.
There's this one nail.
I will just yank my hand out.
No more Henry, nice guy.
If I get it, it can have the skin.
It does. It takes the skin.
Okay, ow. Okay, go, shoot.
The cat, being a cat, like the last bit of tail that's still at hair is fully poofed as it runs back into the inn. Because it's a cat. Fern, there is a lady holding a handkerchief heading towards the inn. Buttercup is still contemplating eating your puke. You haven't seen Clover recently. Henry is finally decatted, and Zara is heading for the town square.
I'm not worried about Buttercup. She can eat what she wants. Clover usually survives anything. Lady with the handkerchief. Oh no. Dirk must have gotten to her. I will see if she's okay, because he can be really mean when he's not had enough coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, you okay?
Your friend is hopefully already going to help. That lumberjack robot is threatening our only apple orchard. The militia's stuck. Somebody needs to go stop that robot. Maybe more than one person, because we tried and I got nothing but. And she sort of lifts the handkerchief, and you just see this really deep cut. Like that's just.
That's nasty, but I've got a crochet hook. That way, thank you. He's a lumberbot, and he's okay.
All right, Fern runs off.
Yep.
Henry, you overheard this, having dealt with the cat. Like you watched the cat run back inside and just sort of went, "Yep."
Sounds about right. Looks. Yep.
Yep.
So, how long does it take me to get there? Because I need to bunk me some lumberbot.
Well, I'm waiting to hear if Henry joins you,
I
and
would.
potentially if you can convince Zara to join you. Because this would actually be the one part where we start making journey checks, because the orchard is a little ways out of town.
Did I overhear what happened?
You did, yes.
Am I able to quickly grab my pole arm? Because I don't think I had it on me this entire time.
Yeah, you're at the inn.
You left it in the inn,
Yeah.
so
I will
you
grab
might want
my-
to hold your breath as you dip in and out.
Yeah. I will grab my pole arm super quick, and then
I
we'll
will.
begin.
I will yell at Zara. Zara, the lumberbot's still loose. Come, we're going.
Which way is that?
I'm just running.
Towards the orchard.
I guess I'll run towards you.
All right. I would like a travel check from every party member.
Ooh.
Those are strength plus dex.
Strength
Oh,
plus
good, that's
dex.
strength.
And
Yes.
then, would you say we're on a road?
Sure. I'll
Okay.
say you're on a road.
Cool. My walking shoes give me a +1.
Nice. I have a 6.
9.
9.
Double
Is
1.
this something that a
No.
walking stick helps with?
What did you say, Zara?
Is this something that a walking stick helps with? Is
No.
that- No? Okay.
No, those just are.
Double
Okay.
1 + 1.
So
Does
a
not help.
4.
A 4. Dirk. Fern.
Yeah?
You're perfectly fine. Zara. How many hit points do you have?
I'm down to 5 right now.
Alright, so let's make that 2.
Oh, lovely.
Henry.
Yep.
So
How many-
about this fumble.
Yep.
How many hit points do you have?
I have 14.
Alright, let's leave you with a quarter of that. And please describe to me how this happens.
There are bits and pieces of robots everywhere. I
Accurate.
just had to roll back into the inn to get my pole arm. I have tripped over multiple robots, cutting myself several times as I am stumbling from more coughing from this inn and the stupid ice cube.
But your shirt.
I know.
Your beautiful shirt.
I bought multiple.
Good.
I mean, you really did. I was there when that happened.
Yeah.
So you're at a quarter of those 14 hit points.
So is that
because
3 or 4? Because it's 3.5.
rounding down?
Okay, so I have 3 hit points. Nice.
Like we are really hitting the Oregon Trail part of Riyatama right
Hell
now.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So, Dirk, you were ambling. So Fern, Henry, and eventually Zara do catch up to you. Now, as a group, you're not particularly familiar with the area. You're not quite sure where this orchard is. One of you, normally this would be the mapper, but this isn't a campaign, so we didn't pick a mapper. So you get to pick now. One of you is going to make the direction check to see how well you do at finding this orchard.
If intelligence is involved, Fern will not be involved.
Int.
Oh no.
I can do it
No.
too.
I'm at
I-
int. I got an 8 for int. Because
I was gonna say I can do int as well because I do have mapper from the last game. So whoever wants to.
Oh,
Dirk won't be
One person
obliged
may
to.
provide support.
I will provide support.
I think that the helpful people would do that.
Yep, that sounds about right.
and I will map then.
So how do I do support?
Same rule, different target.
Okay, cool.
So what's the difference between a journey check and a travel check?
The journey checks, the travel check and the direction check, the camping check and the condition check, those are all journey checks.
Oh, so I
Like
got a
all
5
together,
then.
those 4 are the category journey checks.
Okay, so I got a 5 then instead of 4. Got it.
I got a 9 to assist.
Okay.
That is a successful assist.
And I got double sevens. So 14.
That
14.
way? That way.
I saw it coming into town. I'm pretty familiar with it, where it's
I'm
at.
about to say, like Zara and Henry do really well in guiding you to this orchard. And you make it not quite in record time, but at least pretty quickly. So that's well done. Again, as Henry has already noticed as well as in the inn, there's bits of robot everywhere. There's also bits of cloth. And you see a lot of trees along the road already cut down.
Oh no.
Seemingly pretty much at random. Like there's scars in the road where there weren't trees and it apparently attacked the road. Every single signpost has been chopped into pieces. How does this travel look? Because some of you aren't particularly healthy or helpful. So how does this motley crew look as you're traveling to this orchard?
Fern is like not really paying attention to other people. She's like, I needed to go there. I'm gonna go there. And Zara said it was over there, so I'm running. And with the mountaineering crocs, all the terrain differences, it's fine.
I am hobbling with Zara as we are leading the way. Like, oh, this way? No, it's that way. But also, I've got more than a couple scrapes as I trip over some of these divots in the road from where it may have missed. And
I mean, most of you would notice that Henry looks notably worse off than before going to grab their weapon.
Yep.
Yeah. It was like, oh, you're relatively healthy, to like, oh, you're almost as bad as I am.
Yep.
Oh, Zara looks like trash right now.
Oh,
You
yeah.
look really bad. Stay behind me. That way? Okay.
We'll do
Okay.
it.
We'll do
Hearing
Dirk,
from-
keep up. Oh, I'm sorry. Dirk, keep up.
Yes,
Dirk
we wanted
is-
to call him the wrong thing.
Walking behind, avoiding any blood trails to not mess up his shoes. But
I mean, it's pretty difficult.
I'm so gonna let my goats chomp on your shoes
So-
later.
But he can tell that Henry's a little hurt, so he will offer Henry his last handkerchief.
What is
So
this
there's-
gonna do?
What do we do
Help.
with this?
Help clean yourself up some.
I will clean myself up after I'm likely not to get more dirty.
I mean, you can at least get the blood out of your eyes.
Okay.
That's
okay.
yeah.
Okay, thanks. Fine, thank you.
Clean your face up some.
So, because you rolled really well on your direction check, it is a fairly uneventful journey to this. So the orchard is basically sheltered in a valley, and you're approaching the edges of the valley. It really hasn't been very long since Mr. Madrigal arrived in Amadine. And the sun is still rising, and so the shadows are just being thrown long from the edges of this valley. But you can definitely make out a large hulking shape of this lumber machine, as it has already started chopping away at Amadine's only orchard. So this will be a fight. So we will be going into the Riyatama combat rules.
Oh,
So
crap.
I will take initiative from everyone again.
Index.
Int Dex indeed. And a refresher / lesson for the people who haven't played this before and haven't played this in a while. Riyatama does combat pretty Final Fantasy. Like there's a front fighting area and there's a back fighting area, and in your turn, if you want to move, you can move from the front to the back or from the back to the front. There is no lateral, no sideways, no flanking, none of those.
Okay.
Hang on, let me grab something to actually write with because I will not remember this. Your initiatives, Zara.
14.
Nice.
She decided to be leading the charge, which is not a good idea.
It really isn't. Dirk.
12.
Henry.
7.
How much?
7.
7. Fern?
A 12. Is there a dog digging into a pillow?
Yes.
Ah.
How did you guess?
Oh, perception.
So
Ooh, another drink.
service.
Thank you, darling.
Part of combat in Riyatama is the naming of objects on the battlefield. So what we do is we go around and every person names one object that can be found on this battlefield. Object loosely interpreted, so like obstacles, features on the ground, that sort of thing. Mare, what's here?
An apple cart.
An apple cart.
Yes.
Full of apples, I think, because it's autumn.
Apple cart. Lana, what else is here?
A ladder.
A ladder.
Forgetting said apples.
Mitch, what else is here?
Can it be on said large mechanized item that is wreaking havoc, or just environmentally?
There's a fair amount of leeway, but you cannot change the stat block of the thing I'm running.
Okay, wasn't thinking stat block change, but maybe a some exposed piping for hydraulics or fuel.
I mean, it does have exposed bits and
Okay.
pieces, but that wouldn't necessarily be something you can pick up and use in a combat.
Okay. Then we'll say large baskets in which the apples were to be held.
All right, large baskets. I'm detecting an apple theme. Mango.
Would something like a river be something like a river running through the orchard?
We did, yes, you can say that the brook that ran through town also runs through the orchard.
Okay. Maybe that's what we followed to get to the orchard.
Okay, a brook. 2, 3, 4. Oh, I get to pick something as well. I will say there is a hornet's nest in one of the trees.
Oh, man.
Ah.
Drat.
This wasn't going to be a horror game.
It's not!
Mm-hmm.
It's cute and adorable and wacky. Just
Sure.
mild amounts of animal torture. Very mild. Let me quickly look up the initiative of my gorgeous, gorgeous lumber creature.
He's a lumberbot and he's okay. He chops all night and he chops all day.
That's the advantage of being a lumber bot, is you don't have to ever stop.
No.
He really doesn't.
Choppity 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 chop.
I mean, I'm a little sad by his intelligence, but I'm very proud of his physical abilities.
Is he smarter than Fern?
What was Fern again?
4. The D4.
I'd say you're pretty even.
Oh, Fern is also very good at keeping on task.
Yep. So is the lumberbot. It's pretty dedicated to chopping down absolutely everything in this orchard.
Huh?
And for those used to playing certain other role-playing games, a round in Ryuutama isn't 6 seconds, it is 10 seconds. So bear that in mind, because some of the spells, you don't have any mana points.
I don't have any more.
Some of the spells,
I can
like
make
they
an ice
say,
cube.
but some of the magic effects say they last like a minute. So in Riyatama, you get less time out of them. But that might not be relevant to you right now.
The ice cube I make will last a different number of.
That
60
ice cube
rounds.
is perpetual. So you're running up to this robot. Who is positioning themselves in the front area and who are positioning themselves in the back area?
I would like to tank, please.
All right, so Fern is in the front area. Anyone with Fern?
I will tank with Fern. No,
Henry, no! I will push Henry towards the back when he tries to.
Oh no!
You are
cannot-
bloody!
You cannot determine your ally's positioning.
You
But
are
so
a
is
stupid
Zara.
boy.
So
You
is
can yell at
Zara,
him.
And Dirk has a bow and arrow. It doesn't make sense for him to be in front.
Yeah,
How
I will
small
be.
Zara is.
I will be in the back line.
Yep, Dirk's backlining. And
I
I'm
will
assuming
raise
Zara
my
is
painted
backlining.
eyebrows. They are very blue. Look, I made an effort today.
You did. I'll give a quick recap. I know a lot of you didn't run combat before, and I know Mango never did. In combat, you have different action options. You can move, so front to back or back to front. You can use any spell with the casting time of normal. If you think your initiative check could be higher, you can assess the situation to try and get a higher initiative check. You can't go lower in the initiative. You can only go up. You can choose to focus on defense, so basically defensive stance. That way, any damage you might take in the following round is reduced by 1. And you can choose to become the target of any attack aimed at an ally in the same area. So that is the ultimate tanking move. You can attack with your weapons, your hands, or your spells, following everything that is written on set abilities. Yeah. Faint. No, wait, you're not level 2 yet.
We're level 3.
No, you can. Sorry.
Tiny question. How do I know how many hit points I have? Because I have 12 or 16. Maximum hit point is strength times 2, but that would be 12, but there's also 16 there. Is that because I'm a fighter?
Yeah, you might get a +4 to your HP if you're.
Oh, so I have 16 hit points.
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
And you haven't actually been hit yet.
No,
Mhm.
because I am a sturdy motherfucker.
You are. You can use an item. If I decide you can do it in 10 seconds or less after you pitch it to me, you can use some of your skills, like music skill, healing skill. And Riyatama is really nice. It's basically just other. It's basically anything you can convince me your character can do in 10 seconds. Curling into a ball and crying is always a free action, no matter what system I run.
Of course.
Zara, you're up first.
I'm probably gonna grab an apple and chuck it at it because there's not really a lot else I would do that would be very beneficial.
Well, if you can clog the hydraulics, I mean...
Yeah. Gum it up a little bit.
Roll to hit it. I think Dex strength sounds pretty fair.
What if
Or
I'm
Dex
really bad?
int to get it into the hydraulics.
He's in the back area and needs to throw far enough to hit the robot.
I was
That's
just
a-
trying to get a better roll.
That's a 5. I got a 4 on the strength die, but a 1 on the dex.
Yeah,
Don't
so
you have
that's
a 4 in your strength?
I have to be bad at something, right?
I mean, it's Riyatama. You can average everything, or you can suck and be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's always the more fun option.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. So you throw this apple poorly.
It goes like halfway, like.
Dirk.
I will throw up an arrow and shoot upon it, I guess. If we're this far out, and has it noticed us, or is it like since the apple has gone whizzing by?
Oh, it didn't even go whizzing by. It barely
Okay.
made it. It didn't even make it to the robot.
So robot has no clue, I'm assuming.
It doesn't particularly seem to
Okay.
care, no.
Okay, that will be a 7.
Nope.
Oh. Well, then an arrow just did whiz by it.
The arrow did whiz by it. I will take a brief pause and let everybody who is currently looking at this beautiful robot, I'm sorry for making int check.
Oh, joy. I have the possibility of getting an 8.
It might be good.
4.
Yep.
5.
5. Dirk,
11.
it's on you,
11.
man.
It's an 11.
So as this bolt whistles by, you're sort of following, you're tracking your bolt with your eyes. And I mean, you have a sophisticated education. You've been taught many things, apparently including a smidgen of engineering. And you notice that this robot, the rest of them had gone mad because they lost contact with Mr. Madrigal. This one seems to be less mentally driven, and it seems to be more of a stuck drive shaft in the lower right area of its torso that is making it just move forward and cut, move forward and cut, move forward and cut. It's not thinking, it's just driven. So maybe if you get that drive shaft, might be a thing.
If the group anybody's in earshot, it appears this one is damaged, and if you look down low, Fern, do you know what a drive shaft is? No, never mind. Don't worry. Hit down there where it looks like it's jutting back and forth. If you know what jutting means, dear.
I will roll my eyes at him
Because
no, there is only one thing I am really annoyed by, and that's people condescending my intelligence. Because I know I'm not smart, but I'm not stupid. So fuck you. I will not do what he's trying to tell me because it's confusing, and I will try and hit the robot in the leg so it'll fall down and chop at the air.
okay, roll to bonk. I will say
it's not bonk, it's hook.
It's a very sturdy robot, like a nice low center of gravity.
Yeah, and I've got a crochet hook and I'm really fucking strong.
Yes.
I mean, really fucking strong. That's a 16.
I mean, that's enough to at least hit it, to actually pull it under.
That's a 7. That's as high as I can roll.
Fair. So you do some damage. I'd say
I just want to make it like a little.
Yeah, hang on. Let me roll
Yeah.
see how I do.
Yeah.
Let my
Because I can't roll higher because you can give me a cool pull.
I helped you with your character. Be grateful. I will say, now that you're up close and personal with this robot, it seems to have a different material coating it than the other robots did. It goes down on one knee. It doesn't go flat on its back, but you have one leg out from under it.
I'm okay with that. I can accept that. And I will smugly look at Dirk.
Dirk, Fern throws you a smug look, having completely ignored your instructions.
That works too.
I know!
Setbot currently takes its turn, has been redirected from its task, and does have Fern in front of it. Let me just grab all of these d8s.
First try and hit.
Do you have any armor, defense?
I've got mountaineering crocs.
I like Lana, I love you, but I'm not gonna count fucking Mountaineer and Crocs' armor. There are limits, and we have found one.
I've got a disarming personality.
Yeah.
Its arms fall off. Woo, we did it.
So now that we're in official combat, by the way, the to hit, like the accuracy check, goes against your initiative.
That was a 12.
This is true. And I only roll an 11, so you're very lucky.
So fuck you!
Because I have d8s for damage.
Ooh.
So what does it look like as this robot misses you?
Well, I just see it coming and take like a tiny step back. and look down upon it and like, okay. So we're halfway there.
Henry.
As Lana like kind of made it fall to one knee, and it's
Fern?
Fern, and then it's trying to chop at her. I want to like try and stab at its like chopping arm to try and like break it.
I mean, there's 2 chopping arms.
Well, one of the chopping arms, but if I could spear both arms, that would be great, like a shish
That
kebab.
would be great.
That would be great.
Roll your accuracy check.
My accuracy check is my dex plus strength. I can do that.
I love this song, by the way.
I love this song too.
Thank you.
That is an 8.
I went with an entirely shenanigans-filled playlist as well. An 8 will hit this robot, or at least you will hit it. The same thing as Fern noticed though, the coating on this robot or the material it's made from seems to be offering it some kind of additional protection. It has armor.
And I will roll damage, which is strength plus 1.
Beautiful.
It's a 7.
I don't think I'm allowed to call brands out on this channel, but it basically is like a Teflon coating.
Okay.
So it doesn't quite do the damage you would expect it to do. One of the arms is swung off course slightly.
Okay.
But you do not remove either arm.
I will take what I can get.
Beautiful. Zara, that brings us back to you. Oh, I think, by the way, I mean, Dirk directed his comments at Fern, but she's in a different battle area, so Henry and Zara would have heard those comments as well.
Okay, so there's something stuck on it. I'm gonna try and I guess I'll aim my apple there. No, you know what? I'll grab a stick and throw a stick in there. That's a bit more.
I throw stick.
So
Throw
remind me, like, you're a minstrel, right? You're not proficient in improvised anything.
Nope, I got my little
Beautiful.
sword cane and that's it. And it's mostly for show.
Throwing the stick, so at least you're doing things.
Yes.
Helping.
3
I'm
hit
helping.
points. 3 hit points. This is helping if you're 3 hit points. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
exactly. When you have no more magic left and 3 hit points, this is what you do. You throw sticks at it from a distance.
Yes, because you made candy ice, which we all loved.
Yeah.
So
it
great.
goes
Like,
very well
that
with
candy
the
ice is going to come back to haunt you in your sleep, and you're going to wake up gagging.
Nope.
Yeah. Definitely not doing it a third time for sure. I guess I'll throw stick. Is that strength and dex again?
Yes. Well, no, because you're aiming. No, we'll call it strength and dex, because Dirk told you where to aim.
Okay. Does a 6 do it?
I know,
No.
but you get a little closer than the apple did.
Well, that's good.
But you still don't actually make it out of the back end of the battlefield with your stick.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I'm trying.
Fern and Henry, you hear things landing on the ground behind you for some reason. Speaking
Fine.
of,
It's probably Dirk missing with his arrow. That's fine.
Dirk and Fern, it's your turn.
We're at the same time?
You are. Also, don't forget you can use the items we placed in
Oh,
the combat area.
I have
Well, in case
plans.
Zara wants to start throwing hornets' nests at people, you know, I'm just saying the
Yeah.
option is there.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
at
just
3 hit
saying.
points, and the thing I want to do is go up to the hornet's nest.
As Dirka and I have the same initiative, I will say, shoot at the spot you want to hit.
With that, Dirk would give a very nasty look and shoot at that spot. Would you consider
I'll
that
smile at you.
a concentration on top of that?
No, because you're not currently being threatened.
Okay.
Fern and Henry are doing an admirable job of tanking this thing.
Okay.
It's not interested in you.
So that would make 11.
That will hit.
And it's a dex dice for damage. So 5 for the damage at
5
that
for
spot.
the damage at that particular spot. So Mitch,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to describe Dirk's moment of triumph as as you hit the drive shaft.
As the arrow lunges in, he would literally just take his hat and do a little to Fern and put it back on.
Fern,
And
as
grin.
he bows,
And grin.
you hear
great,
the
that's
thunk, and you watch this robot power down.
See, that's what I was
It's so
aiming for.
good!
Yay!
I'm so proud of you. Are you happy? You think your father will be proud of you now?
No.
Well, at least you could try. I was gonna empty the apple cart on top of it, but that's good too. Anyway, I'm gonna look for my goats. Henry, you look really pale. You need some coffee. Come.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go maybe get also a first aid kit.
Yeah.
But I
Okay,
think coffee sounds good too.
Here's my arm. Zara. Oh, Dirk, you help Zara.
I already gave her a handkerchief.
That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
look what happened
like-
to it. And I
Do
pull it out.
the actual help and give them some support. Okay, let's go back to the inn.
So the way back from the orchard takes a little bit longer because you have some severely injured people who, now that the adrenaline has settled down, are starting to feel their injuries. Like you couldn't pass a hard labor check if you tried right now. So the way back is a little slower.
Oh wait, no, we're dumping out the apples and putting on Zara and Henry.
There we
All right,
go.
Zara and Henry are in a little apple cart being pushed
on,
by
Dirk.
Fern.
I'm going to take a few of the apples, too.
Yes, and you're also gonna help me. You're such an unhappy person. I think if you help people, you might be happier. Come on.
Yeah, look
Help
at me.
You, help
not
you
me.
how?
No, not me. Just help the people. Come on. Push the cart. Come on.
People.
Okay, I will add my whole 1d4 of strength to help push the
Oh,
cart.
you know, everyone is useful.
It's a thought that counts.
And
All
I
right.
shall push the cart.
You push Zara and Henry back to Amadine with moderate assistance from Dirk, who is at
Whilst
least not,
pushing, I
at
shall
least not
ask
getting in the way. Yes.
Dirk, besides your father, who hurt you?
Nobody, just push the cart.
Oh, I am pushing the cart. I can multitask. I'm a woman. Anyway, because you seem like someone hurt you. Someone took away your natural joy. Who was that?
The fact that I'm out traveling, that I'm away from home.
Oh, so you're agoraphobic?
No, I just prefer where I was and the role that I played there, as opposed to whatever this is out here.
They're really. Oh, so you missed acting. We could put on a play.
I think it's quiet time now.
No.
These two
No,
need
it's
to,
never quiet time with me.
Oh no! Fern
but
is
these two
absolutely
need to
delightful.
rest.
Fern is absolutely delightful.
Yeah, thank you.
You two don't want to rest some?
Oh no, I
It's
think
fine.
they're fine. As long as they
Zara's
don't
already
have
fast
to walk.
asleep. Zara's just kind of curled up, she's got her windbreaker tied up into a little pillow.
You know what, Dirk? I think you just want people to see you a certain way, but I think you could be happier, and not only by going home. Just find something to enjoy, like the coffee. You like that?
Maybe you can teach him how to crochet.
Oh yes! Oh, I'm gonna. Oh, it's meditative and mindful, and I will monologue about crocheting for about 40 minutes.
Beautiful. So after the monologue on the crochet, we get into a monologue on branding. We get into a deep philosophical discussion on the differences and, oddly enough, the parts of life that match between nobility and influencers. Dirk is shocked.
No, Dirk is
Burns
trying to
so much.
ignore.
I mean, I love Dirk, but Fern is hard to ignore.
And
Yeah.
the thing is, my
This
voice
is
does
Dirk's
this
nightmare.
thing that you can't drown it out. And people have tried, but people just say I'm unforgettable, and who am I to judge?
So after this additional trial for Dirk, much to Henry's delight, and Fern being the oblivious darling that she is, you return to Amadine. The fires have been put out. People have cooked food that now needs to be cooked because otherwise it's going to go to waste because certain cellars, coolers, and ice boxes have been sadly destroyed. As you enter town, cheers go up for your aid and assistance. Duchamp is in fact starting to what's the best term? Having a spirited discussion with the Milner about hatchery. You are all offered hot beverages, warm food, pastries. Someone is pretending to be nice about it, but they are definitely handing you a bundle of Clover Buttercup and a certain ferret that has the tiniest of muzzles on right now.
My ferret?
Yeah.
Oh, I would like to remove that.
He looks both offended and like he deserved it.
You should know better. We've talked about this.
He grabs his 2 colored streamers and just sort of goes,
Does anyone have like a dress for me? I'm covered in beverages.
You get the latest of Amadine fashion, which is to say it's about a decade behind Elatra's fashion, which puts it about 10 years ahead of your village's fashion.
Ooh.
Ooh,
You
my
are
grandkids
cutting
can wear
edge,
this.
Fern. You are cutting edge. And it goes quite well with your Crocs.
Ooh.
Everything goes with the Crocs. That's the beauty of them.
It especially matches this one, though. I feel like.
Sorry, hairball. There is a shocking amount of half-nude cats in town.
Those poor cats.
Those poor cats. But yes, this is where we're ending tonight's game. A town covered in beverages, cats, and gratitude. Thank you.
Dirk, hold on.
Robot
Dirk,
parts.
at the very end, would have handed Fern 2 of the apples and 1 to Henry, and walked off to the edge of the patio on his own and said, "For your animals."
Aw.
Oh, look at you
But-
going!
But would not smile. Would not. It just.
No, it doesn't matter.
Henry!
That's your growth.
Henry! I think he's salvageable.
I think so, too. There's growth here. That's good.
Beautiful.
Zara kind of pops up out of the cart and says, "We just need to get him a better dad."
We'll call that this group part 2. I think, also looking at the time, we should be wrapping this up. Let's go around and do our sign-offs. Thank you all very much for playing with me today in this madness.
Thank you.
So people who haven't done this before, I think everybody has, but just in case, who you are, where you can find you, what do you have to plug, and what was your favorite moment today? I'm gonna go in the same order again. So Mango, I'm gonna take my horns off because they make my head hurt.
Hi, I'm Mango. You can find me at Solar Soothsayer on Twitter and also on Tumblr, but no one uses that website anymore. I post my art. I rant a lot about like games, Golden Sun especially. Every Sunday you can find me in the morning, except next Sunday, on Mare's channel playing Golden Sun with them because it was the game that united the 2 of us. Let's see, favorite moment. I really liked Fern selflessly blocking the nozzle with her hat, and I hope that we see a new hat in the future, bigger and better. Bigger.
I mean, bigger is better, so those are
Yeah.
pretty much synonymous.
I want it to be enough of a sun hat that the entire party can walk underneath it when we're traveling.
Thank you. Mitch.
My name's Mitch. You can find me on Twitter at Mitch_D78. Basically, I just hang out on Twitter and try and hype my friends because I have such amazing, wonderful friends like all these folks that play great games, do great streams, and I just enjoy watching it. And every now and then I get to be lucky enough to be a part of it. And that warms my heart. I am not an ass. Dirk is. I apologize sometimes. But favorite moment, Fern, right off the bat with the mispronunciation of the name. You had a theme and you pushed it, and you set the pace right there, and it was great. I thought that was a wonderful setup point between two very, very different characters, and you just out of the blue with that was great. So I had a lot of fun with this.
Thank you. Mare.
Hi, I'm Mare. You can find me on Twitter at Archmage of Dice. This is my channel. As Mango already mentioned, on Sundays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we play Golden Sun and bring on guests. Except for next week on the 14th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be running a game of Sunken, which is a nautical horror game. And I get to kill all my players. It's going to be great. And then on March 16th, I will be running a almost all day charity stream from 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to midnight, benefiting JDRF International and the Barton Center for Diabetes Education. Anniek will be one of my lovely GMs, where she will be doing another game of Ryuutama, and I'm gonna be playing my boy Henry again. Schedule is on Twitter and can be found if you scroll a little bit down on your Twitch page. There is a schedule. And then on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I play Lichten Brattlesby in a game of Numenera. Did I say unopened for adventure? Unopened for adventure.
Unopened for adventure.
My favorite part was I died when Zara went on guard. That was beautiful.
Lana.
Yeah. Well, I'm Lana, and I don't think this is going to work because nobody can pronounce this, because I can tell you this is my Twitter and Instagram, but,
you can copy it from chat. You can copy it from chat.
Yeah. I do ranting and I make artsy things, and usually Anniek is sweet enough to nepotize me into her games, and then I have a lot of fun. And I think one of my favorite moments is a tiny moment, but it's a really good one, because Zara was helping someone and then suddenly flutters, and it was so unnecessary and beautiful, and I really loved that.
Oh, I think that leaves me. My name is Anniek. You can find me on Twitter at Anniekster. I don't have my own Twitch stream because even though I work in IT, technology scares me. So I put my face on a lot of people's channels rather than having my own. I'm also one of the people Mare's killing the 14th for Sunken. I absolutely love horror games. Normally I'm the one making people cry and beg for their lives, and the idea of someone doing that to me is actually very exciting, and I cannot wait to meet a terrible, terrible fate. I'm so excited. As Mare also mentioned, I am DMing a game of Riyatama on the 16th, Crisis in Crystal Chime, another one of my homebrew settings, this entire adventure written by me as well. And every Wednesday, I run Uncaged, a technically 5e adventure based on existing modules that I take bits from, add a lot of bullshit to, and take the bit between my teeth and run away with it. We started as doing the Uncaged anthology. We haven't been doing the Uncaged anthology very well. We just do a lot of other shit. But it's hilarious and it's amazing, and you should come check it out. And I still need to deal with scheduling and player selection, because it always hurts me that I can't play everything with everyone. But eventually we will have a schedule, and I will be running 5 or 6 games on Graham Cracker's channel for Indie Month, where we will be playing just about everything that is in D&D. There will be Monster of the Week, there will be Bluebeard's Bride, there will be more Riyatama, maybe some Honey Heist, some random one-page RPGs, just everything that isn't owned by Wizard of the Coast. I will get settled into planning eventually, and you can keep track of us on Twitter and find out what's happening where with who. I'm so excited. And God, my favorite moment. I had so much fun. And yes, mine takes two. Derek wrote it for me. Derek is not a particularly concise speaker when it comes to giving compliments to his friends. My favorite moment. I think Henry trying to get the cat off of his arm. And just sort of going, you know what? He can keep the skin.
Yeah, basically.
Beautiful.
So,
that's it for us. Mare, if you want to...
yeah, so what I am doing, I have just started a raid to the channel Anniek and I both play and GM on. We will be raiding Open for Adventure, who is finally returning back with Death's Keepers, their Sunday D&D 5e campaign that is full of amazing, wonderful players. So everybody, give them some love when you get into chat. They are probably still on the starting soon screen, so just hang tight with the character intros, and we will see you soon and around. Bye!
Bye.
Everybody.
Oh,